Series. Orioles Yankees knew that when they came into it. And for both of these managers, a rubber match that's a big 2-game swing when you're playing a division opponent. Orioles won the first one, Yankees won the second. Two very different kind of games. Same stars are ready to go at it one more time. The rubber match. 3-game set. Orioles, Yankees next. It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Birdland, and the sun is back out and the flowers are blooming, and the Yankees and the Orioles are ready to play this rubber match. Ground crew has had a busy last half hour. Sudden storm went through, rained for about 3 minutes, beautiful rainbow, storm went away, and the sun's back out. We're going to start about 7:15 tonight. Welcome, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. The Orioles looking to gain some ground on the Yankees. All important games here with the Orioles back in division play for this long homestand. The Oriole offense, it has really been struggling here in the month of May. Up and down the order, it's tough to find anybody that right now has a hot bat. That does not get cured quickly. And Buck Showalter today talked about just that regarding Manny Machado.
It's not that easy just to say, okay, there's a single to right, now everything's fine. There's a blue pit, everything's fine. It's going to be it's not a short process. This is not a quick fix business. It's not, a quick fix somewhere else in the batting order, somewhere where he's hitting left hand. I mean, all those things are very short term, but it's a long term thing that you got to figure your way through, and everybody faces it. And whether you're 24 or 34, you go through it.
All adjustments in sports, Jim, are an ongoing affair that never ends so long as you're playing the game.
Well, they say this is a game of adjustments. So, I think Buck was trying to say, okay, well, and I look at last night's game. Severino really pitched well. He has Kenny Singleton on the way out said that he's going to be a #1 pitcher. I said he pitched like he was a number one guy tonight. Throwing, his average fastball was 97, had a great slider. But who had the best at bats? A rookie, Trey Mancini. He said, I'm going to take the fastball to right field. I'm going to let the slider, and he threw 44 of them out of his 100 pitches, speed up the bat, hit one of those up the middle, got a couple of, actually 3 hits, an infield hit. So I think sometimes in this game, you maybe need to look around and see, what is that guy doing that's having some success? So tonight, Tanaka, he's got a great splitter, great slider coming off 13 strikeouts. Gosman pitched a very good game, 2 mistakes, lost 2-0. And even Tanaka lost. So, again, you're going to have to kind of look for your pitcher or whatever. But, the good news about it is that you get the first 2 months. If you're Mark Trumbo, they take away the 47 home runs, and you have to figure it out. He's done a nice job in May. And I think the thing that I've seen, and we're going to show you in our next segment, looks already that Manny Machado, maybe a little different approach, hitting balls to right field. And even Chris Davis got a little wider. Got a square stance, and hopefully that'll change things.
And we're going to see in Tanaka tonight, Jim, something we were talking about last night and have all season. It's the changing face of pitching. Tanaka, who has always been a power pitcher, at least originally when he came to Major League Baseball, is anything but that now. It's not that he can't throw hard, but he, like so many in this game, has gone to the off-speed, the breaking ball, the changeup.
Yeah, I think when he came up, he had a great split. He had a nice slider, but he had 93, 94. His average fastball is 90.9. Average major league fastball from starters is about 92. So, he did have the ligament problem in his elbow, does have an opt-out this year, did have a great spring, 1 run, and then gave up seven runs in his first start down in Tampa Bay. And, of course, they have a nice offense. Didn't even get out of the 3rd inning. And then 2 starts before the 13 strikeouts, Gary. He got 3 innings, 6 runs, and 9 hits. So I think this probably tells you the whole thing. He gives up all those runs against the Rays, and what does Joe Girardi, a former catcher, said? The first thing we got to do, get consistency out of his pitches. He has to have a consistent split, consistent slider. If he has those 2 things, he's going to be successful. Well, 7 1/3 innings, he loses the game. All those strikeouts, all 13, and that's his career high, came on splits and sliders. So if you're Scott Kulba, I am sure, as a hitting instructor, he has told the Orioles, you better be ready to hit the slider and the split. And what do? They both act the same way. They start, and I watched the 13 strikeouts today. You can do it on MLB at bat in 13 strikeouts in 10 seconds. They're all knee high. They all went up down. So hopefully the Orioles will actually get a couple of mistakes tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty good pitching duel.
And interesting tonight, Gary Sanchez is not going to do the catching. One of the developments going on with the Yankees, maybe, not sure yet, is that Romine is going to start working the games when Tanaka's on the mound, because the ERA when Sanchez is doing the catching and Tanaka's pitching is up around 10. When you get Romine behind the plate, the ERA is down under 2. Well, when those things start happening, Joe Girardi may not want to say that's the reason that he starts Romine, but you got to notice those kind of things. So Romine's going to get the start tonight.
Yeah, and the other thing is Tanaka, he's 5-1 at night with a low ERA, and in the day he's 0-3 with an ERA of 17.31 runs. He's given like 21 runs in 10+ innings. So it's going to be a night game tonight, even though it's going to start late because of the sun shower that came through. But again, I don't think he's the same pitcher when the Yankees got him. But again, he can be good. And the Orioles, as we know, Gary, very aggressive ball club. If they do not use right field up the middle, they're going to have a problem because he can really make you look bad.
All right, we'll come back and show you what a couple of the Oriole hitters did today during some extended batting practice to try and do just what Jim's talking about. A reminder of the Babe, downtown Baltimore, his home. Is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Visit Annapolis.org. Create your moment at Visit Annapolis.org. Rain shower's gone through, and we're going to have about a 15-minute delay in getting the ball game underway. So the Orioles trying to make the adjustments at the plate. Manny Machado was one of those. He came out earlier today. Take a look at what he was doing. Jim will tell you what he's trying to get done.
Well, you know, one of his great strengths is right center field, and Scott Coolbaugh talked about that last year. I mean, hit almost 290 with 37 home runs. He has the ability to hit the ball as well to right field. I mean, up there with Aaron Judge, who we've seen, who certainly doesn't have the experience, Miguel Cabrera. And the numbers show this year, you talked about Gregorius, the biggest pronounced pull hitter. Manny this year hitting many more balls to the left side. Last year he hit 316 batting average on balls in play. It's down around where his average is at 210. So a very capable hitter, one of the best 5 players in baseball when you look offensively and defensively. And, I think, again, he's very young. People forget he's only 24 years old. And there, as Buck was saying, there is a process. And every year I won 20 games. They took those 20 games away. And when you get into April, you got to figure out how am I going to win those 3, 4, 5 games in April, and then all the way to the end of the season. And I think Manny, maybe this slump with 4 months to go, is probably a good thing, because I think it's a wake-up call.
And Chris Davis looking for the same kind of adjustment as Chris. The strikeouts are piling up on him. So today he was out there doing this.
Well, look how square he is. It's not an open stance. Hands go back. Much better swing. Now, yeah, we all know it's batting practice, and he knows what's coming. But at the end of the day, you got to have. Just think about the bat head being A and the ball being B. And all good hitters, they have a good path of the bat head to the ball. And lately, again, a lot of movement, a lot of head movement, a lot of doubt on what's going, not seeing the ball. And as you said, a lot of strikeouts, average not what he wants, not driving the ball like he's capable of doing. And today he put the work in, as he did yesterday, and hopefully it'll make a difference.
All right. And today the Orioles having to make a couple of changes, as they will not have their starting catcher, Wellington Castillo, who took the shot to the groin in the ball game last night. Pena has been called up. Castillo's gone on the 10-day DL. Pena getting here just in time. Orioles just not willing to take the chance of going with just one catcher, Caleb Joseph. That was the one that hurt him. The doctors are saying what he has to do is rest, as all the other tests were negative on that. So it's a matter of rest, but for how long was not clear. And you really obviously cannot go with just one catcher. Ryan Flaherty's the Orioles emergency catcher, but he's on the DL. He's down in Sarasota. So Pena is here, and Joseph will start the game.
Yeah, it's a year anniversary, I understand, and when Caleb was injured last year, similar injury, but much more severe, had to have an operation. Of course, Francisco gets to see his dad, who's the first base coach, but again, Wellington doing such a great job. But Caleb very capable. I told him, I said, get ready, look for the splitter, hit it up the middle, and if he hangs a slider, hit a 3-run home run. So we'll see if that works out tonight.
All right,
so those the future.
Exactly. Didi Gregorius got hit in the hand last night for the Yankees. He is not going to start in the ball game tonight. Joe Girardi said, though, he is available. They just wanted to give him a rest. If they need him, they'll put him out on the field. So otherwise, they will come in healthy. Ellsbury is not going to be available here in the final game. Hasn't been available for the whole series with the concussion problems. They expect him to be back on Thursday. And again, the injury list, DL list, continue to pile up around baseball.
Well, we've had to change our scorecard the last couple of days because Adam Jones didn't feel well enough to play on Memorial Day. Last night it rained, but much earlier. I wonder if he's still in the lineup, because it did rain, not very heavily, but apparently he's feeling a lot better. He was chirping at the cage today, so it's good to see him back.
I have a feeling if Buck had said to him one more time, I'm going to have to scratch you out of the lineup, I don't think Buck would have got out of the office till he put him back in.
Well, even though, Joey, it's funny how, Joey Rickard has kind of subbed for him, and he's actually swung the bat well, had some great at-bats. But I'll take my chances with a veteran like Adam against a guy like Tanaka, because if he's on his game, the Orioles, just like last night, they have their work cut out. But this is a big series, because if you win tonight, it goes from 5 games back to 4. If you lose, it goes to 6. So big ball game, and hopefully Gausman will do what he usually does against the Yankees here at Camden Yards, pitch well.
Yep, Kevin has had some of his best outings in his career against the Yankees, and we'll hope to repeat that tonight. And the Orioles will hope to get the bats going, as they over the last 7 ball games, the team batting average has dropped down to just 199, and the Orioles have had to make very few runs hold up in games that they have won. What's going to happen tonight? Well, as Buck says, let's throw the bat and balls out on the field and see what the boys have in store for us tonight. indeed is shining one more time. And let's take a look at what's going on weather-wise. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It's a very comfortable 74 degrees and no breeze blowing here at the start of the ball game. Partly cloudy skies. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Yankees here in Game 3. It'll be Gardner, Hicks, and Holiday. Castro, Judge, Headley. Torreyes will get the start at short. Romine, the catcher, and Ref Snyder, as was true last night, back at first. Brett Gardner's having a tear-it-up month of May.
And take a look for Kevin Gausman. Well, series win, so obviously a big game. Orioles just hope to be able to win it. Well, getting it right, because righties, third highest batting average in the American League. Right-handers against Kevin Gausman, which is unusual. They do hit more home runs, and he's better against the lefties. And then you be the judge, and I'm talking about Aaron Judge, because he's got a couple of home runs, and his only hits are home runs. So pitch to him carefully and try to get the guys out in front and behind him. And then if you choose to, you can pitch around him. And there's that high 370 batting average. You know, Gary, you look at the record and you go, well, he's really having a bad year, but it's only been 4 bad games. This will be his 11th start, and 4 of the last 5 starts have actually been quality starts. So kind of getting back to where he was in August and September of last year.
And as we said, he's pitched well against the Yankees. 6-3 mark, 2.59 ERA in his career against New York. That number against left-handers, that 370 batting average, is the 3rd highest batting average against a pitcher by left-handers in the American League. So that's got to come down. Kevin enters the game with the 2nd most hits surrendered, the 4th most earned runs surrendered, and the ball club has gone 5-6 in the 11 starts that he has made this year. So a lot of observation on a pitcher the Orioles need to right the ship, his own ship, and help the Orioles do the same with theirs. Here is Gardner talking about the red hot May he's having this series. The couple of home runs, of course, in the ball game last night. Overall, with the big batting average that's gone up after a slow start in the month of April. Gardner's got a 3-game hit streak, and Gausman's ready to go. Pitch to him will be taken away for a ball. Gardner, a .324 lifetime hitter against the Orioles starter, and he has 1 home run against him.
Yeah, 8 leadoff home runs in his career, and try to hit that. Won't be hitting that ball out. 95 on the black, low and away.
So it'll be the 2nd start of the 3rd start of the season for Gausman against the Yankees. Non-decision in each of the first 2 appearances. 1-1 delivery, foul back. His 2nd start, he gave up 4 runs, 8 hits, and 4 2/3, his shortest outing against the Yankees in his career. And then on the 28th of April, he left the ball game with an 11-5 lead. That's the one where the Yankees came back and won it 14-11. Gausman gave up 5 runs, 8 hits, 6 innings in that ball game. 1-2 delivery to Gardner. That got in the kitchen. Jackknifes him away, and we'll even the count up at 2-2. Orioles are trying to make it 11 consecutive series wins here at Camden Yards against the Yankees. If they can get the victory here in the rubber match, they will do that. 2-2 delivery at chopper, foul.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to pitch. And Kevin much more comfortable to his arm side against lefties. A lot of it's the windup, kind of steps right to that outside corner. More comfortable pitching to that side of the plate, but that ball that almost got Gardner in the kneecap, that's kind of a wake-up call.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Defense straight away on the leadoff batter for the Yankees. And Gardner just a little looper. He's got a base hit.
Yeah, well, you're that hot. I mean, he's hitting .330 in the month of May. That's a pretty good split-fingered fastball, and he just goes down and covers the outside corner.
Take a look at our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers.
You know, there's the again, this is against the Yankees, and those numbers on the road inflated. New York, where they got him 11 runs, but the Orioles pitching staff would end up giving up 14. So again, undefeated at home. 2-0 personally. The club, when he pitches, 6-0.
Another left-hander in the lineup, and moved up because of the numbers left-handers have against Gausman. Hicks goes from down in the bottom third to the number 2 spot in the lineup. Switch hitter, 3-game hit streak for him as well. Machado in at third base. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. Hicks has gone 4 for 16. Lifetime off Gausman. He's hitting .286 against the Orioles this year, up near the season average that he's got at .302. The Yankees, who jumped out early in the ball game with a couple of runs on the homers by Gardner and Holiday last night, with the leadoff man on here. Hicks a ground ball, chance for 2. Hard, he's got it. There's Scope, relay over to first, and they get the double play. Leadoff man gone, 2 down.
Take a look, and again, this is a splitter that stays up, and this is what the Orioles defense can do, especially with Jonathan Scope. Of course, you got a 3-time Gold Glover Hardy. He gets it to him, and then the arm strength. Can't outrun this. And you can see Gardner trying to break it up, unable to get anywhere to interfere with Jonathan Scope, who just throws a BB over there to 1 pitch, 2 outs.
That's Scope arm. How often does that come into play this year on double play ground balls? Here is Holiday, the DH. Couple of home runs in the ball game last night for Holiday. And Gardner at the top of the Yankee pile when it comes to the home runs that have been delivered on the season, behind Aaron Judge, of course. 0-1 delivery, that's away. Trying to get him to chase. There is Chris Tillman, who struggled through the ball game last night. Just 2 2/3 innings, 5 runs, 7 hits. Trying to get his season turned around to the Orioles.
Yeah, well, he says he's physically okay, and that's certainly important. And, you know, again, trying to pitch with shoulder problems as he did last year, and even this spring, he's gotten himself into bad habits. So I told him, bad news, you didn't get into the third. The good news is you'll be more rested the next time you pitch.
Pitch is taken inside, and Gausman, a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Gary, 107 pitches down in Houston, and 84 of them fastballs. He only threw 15 sliders and 8 splitters.
3-1 delivery. That's a strike in the inside corner. Erwin Danley will haul him back in.
Yeah, Holiday still, I mean, he's still unhappy about last night, other than the fact they won. This ball, I don't know, maybe 5 inches inside, but right where Curlin Danley, the home plate umpire, is sitting.
So full count, 3-2. Gausman trying to get out of it, facing only 3 batters. And a check swing. Did he go? No. So the walk given to Holiday will keep the Yankee inning alive.
Take a look at the Orioles defense. Mancini, Jones, and Smith, Machado, Hardy, Scope, Davis, and then behind the plate, because of the injury to Wellington Castillo, Caleb Joseph.
Gausman has given up 7 first-inning runs this year. Teams have gotten to him early in ball games, 7 in the first, 8 in the second. But he's got a chance to shut the Yankees down here. Here's Castro, 7 for 20 lifetime off Gausman. Short lead at first base. Chopper up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Holiday will stay. Adam Jones on the charge at center. And the Yankees trying to mount a 2-out rally. Have runners on at first and second base.
Well, again, this is, I mean, it's just a ground ball right back up the middle. If you field your position, you're out of the inning. And if you don't, you got to face Aaron Judge.
That's a differential.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge 6'7", 275 differential. Leading the American League in home runs.
And 2 home runs off Gausman. The 2 hits he has, 2 for 7 against Kevin Gausman. He has just been a disaster for Oriole pitchers this year. 5 home runs, 10 RBIs against the Orioles. Fastball will be taken up and away. He's hitting .417 against the Orioles this season.
Well, he and Holiday have 5 home runs apiece.
As the Yankees have moved up into a tie for second in the American League in home runs. 1-0 count. Judge will take it down low. Yankees have gone 4 for 15 with runners in scoring position in this series. They are 8th in the league overall as a team in that department, and they get a scoring chance here against Gausman in the first. Kevin's number very high in these situations at 276. 2-0 count. Runners off first and second. Judge takes it, and that's down low, and the count goes to 3-0.
Yeah, so take a look, and none on. That's from the windup. Usually pitchers are lower. Runner in scoring position 276, as you mentioned. Last year it was 200. That's an amazingly low, I don't care how good you are, number to have 200. But he was able to do that.
See if he can get out of it here. And that ball will be fouled away. Green light on the 3-0, of course.
Well, yeah, the home run, one to center and one to left in Yankee Stadium back on the 28th of April, were two fastballs in the 95-96 range.
Though Gausman, situation he would rather not be in after that ground ball double play had given him a couple of outs. 3 ball, 1 strike count on Judge. Holiday at second, Castro on at first. Judge will take it, and they're loaded. So 2 walks in the inning and 2 singles, and Headley's going to get the bases loaded chance. Chase Headley getting back into the lineup, trying to get his bat heated up a little bit. I told you it has not been a good month for him, hitting only a .171. No home runs this month for Headley, and against Gausman, 3 for 14. He gets the bases loaded chance with the infield shifted a bit unusually here against him in this at bat. Breaking ball is going to be in there for a strike.
Yeah, he's not looking for that pitch. And Caleb Joseph says, you know what, let's try to throw it over. And not only did he throw it, he threw it perfectly on the outside corner. So it kind of sets up the at bat.
0-1 count with 2 down. Bases loaded. Big inning early to the hole. Scope. Gausman covers, and they get the out. Headley grounds out on a fine play by Jonathan Scope to back up Chris Davis. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Yankees will leave the bases loaded. That's the range of Scope, and for Gausman doing what a pitcher's supposed to do. Yankees off the board. Take a look at the lineup for the O's, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Smith, Jones, Machado, Trumbo, Davis, Mancini, Scope, Joseph, and Hardy. For Trey Mancini, 3 3-hit games and 10 multi-hit games for the rookie.
And Masahiro Tanaka, he's only 28. Enigma in the case. He only gave up 1 run all spring. First game he gets knocked around, 2 2/3 innings, 7 innings. He's won 5 in a row. He's lost 3 in a row. Homer prone. He's given up 13 home runs in 55 innings pitched. And then day and night, 5-1 at night, 0-3 with I don't know, let's see, 12 1/3 innings, 24 runs when he pitches in the daylight.
We've got 2 pitchers in this ball game who have given up a lot of runs. Here is Seth Smith, and he will take the pitch down low. We mentioned how Kevin Gausman was 4th high in runs. Well, Tanaka's right behind him. He is 5th high in runs surrendered and 4th high in home runs with the 13 that he has given up. So we'll see which will fare better. That ball is ripped into the corner, but it's going to be a foul ball off the sidewall by Seth Smith. Our PNC inside the numbers.
Oh, there you go. And early on, and again, that might just be the fact that he can't command the splitter and the slider, his two best pitches. The whip is walks and hits per innings, and he's a control artist. So it really never gets quite as good as it was last year when he won 14 games for him. He was terrific. The ERA a little bit over 3 runs a game.
1-1 Smith into the shift. That's going to be a base hit. So Seth is on. Now 4 for 13 lifetime off Tanaka, and each team with a leadoff man on.
Well, Gardner, Gold Glover, Hicks can play anywhere. He's in center. Judge, talk about his hitting. Good right fielder. Headley to Reyes. With Gregorius getting at least initially the night off, and then Castro, Ref Snyder, and then Austin Romine.
So the Orioles welcome Adam Jones back into the lineup after missing 4. Adam feeling much better with a hip and ankle, just a matter of rest for it. He has gone 4 for 15 against Tanaka, and the fact that he was struggling with those aches and pains put him in an 0 for his last 12. Pitch to him will be taken outside for a ball. Tanaka against the right-handers has used only 30% fastballs against right-handers so far this year, an exceedingly low number. So it's going with that splitter and with that slider, especially against the righties. 1-0 count. Short lead at first base. Adam Jones way out in front on an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, he got a slider up, and he was trying to hit it hard somewhere. There's the season numbers against the Yankees.
Orioles are 4-4 against the Yankees on the year, 3-2 in the games that have been played here in Baltimore. Buck Showalter's team 2 games above 500. They are 4.5 games behind Joe Girardi's Yankees, who have a 3-game lead over the Red Sox. Yankees entering the 30-win territory with the victory they picked up in the ball game last night. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Even with the bag at third, Headley. Pitch is going to miss inside. 2 ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, back up the middle into right field. You're not going to throw it by you. You don't need to cover the whole plate till you get the 2 strikes. And you got to look down. He doesn't pitch up very often unless he gets to 2 strikes.
2-1 delivery on the way. Jones will pop that one up. Romine will take a look, but it's out of play.
Another hittable slider he fouls off.
Well, missing the games, obviously it's going to take you a few swings probably to get back into game shape, no matter how much you try and do in BP, and Adam wasn't able to do a lot of BP.
Yeah, a lot of guys hit off machines because batting practice, you don't get the kind of velocity you get in a game, and they have the indoor machines here. You don't see the arm, but you do see the velocity, and so guys will do both of those.
Tanaka with a 2-2. Long look. Runner not going, down to third base. Headley's got it. There's 1. Relay Castro, and there's 2. Well, both teams lead off man on. The second batter hits into a double play.
Yeah, great splitter right there. Bottom drops out and hard to hit anywhere but into the ground.
So 2 down.
Yeah, he's not as pronounced a ground ball pitcher as he was last year, but now 85 on the ground and 52 in the air. So he's looking to strike you out or have you hit a grounder, and when he hits the ball up, hence the home runs.
He's got a career 1-1 mark against the Orioles with a 2.74 ERA. Here is Manny Machado, 0 for his last 13, including an 0 for 9 in this series. Manny's had 8 strikeouts in his last 13 at bats over a 3-game span. Steve Molesky with a great breakdown of Orioles offense, or lack thereof, looking at some of the numbers today on MASNsports.com. 2 down, 1-0 count, and a slider with movement, but outside the strike zone with it, and he goes to 2-0.
It's funny when you talk about, and I found this when I over 4,000 innings I faced people, if guys will take the ball the other way, they have more time. You got to hit the ball in, maybe almost a foot and a half out in front of the plate. The ball can get deeper,
How about that thing? There's a butterfly waving its way in.
He doesn't throw a whole lot in that 13 strikeout game. He only threw 6 of these, but it's catches. I mean, you can't hit that ball because you think it's going to be around the plate.
2-1 delivery, pop back. So Tanaka gets the count evened up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now bear in mind, this is the inning where Tanaka has been brutalized this year. The first inning, the ERA in the first inning has got a double digit going. 11.70 ERA in the first inning. Last year 1.16 in the first inning.
But Adam had 2 good pitches to hit and he fouled them off, and then he had a swing at a pitcher's pitch when he got the 2 strikes. That's how you get the double play ball.
2-2 delivery on the way, and Manny will go down swinging, and that's the pitch they've used against him this entire series. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base, and no score going to the second inning. A's 48 home runs in May, the most in any month in their franchise history. American League rankings, runs scored in May. Here's why the East has tightened up. Boston is second in the league in runs scored. Tampa Bay's third. Toronto's fourth. The Yankees are seventh. The Orioles are 11th. Runs scored this month. And Manny, his at-bat RBI career ratio 7.9. This year, almost exactly the same at 7.8. The major league average is 8.4. Point being, even though the average is way down for Manny, the production, it's still been there. He's gotten key hits for the Orioles as far as RBIs are concerned.
But just not lately.
Not lately.
Yeah, and
exactly.
that's why people make a point of it. And
Torreyes the other way foul.
it's not like the best hitters ever went into a slump. I mean, they may look at it and semantically look at it differently. Wade Boggs said, "I've never been in a slump." When he was playing, he said, "I'm in a period of readjusting."
I like that.
Didn't like that word. It's kind of like if you're a golfer, the shank. They go, well, I'm hitting laterals.
Torreyes quickly becomes the first strikeout victim.
Yeah, really good 2-seamer down and in. Yeah. A lot of pitches the first inning, but did get out of trouble. So again, a high home right on the inside quarter of the plate. There you go. Good movement, good velocity, good location. Can't beat that.
So that'll bring Romine to the plate as he gets the start behind it. A 1-for-3 off Gausman. He has not played in the last 4 and has struggled over the last 6 that he's been in, having just 1 hit in his last 22 at bats. 17 of the 19 hits he's got have come off right-handers this year. 0-1 delivery. Slider is going to miss outside. Ref Snyder waiting on deck. Big homestand for the Orioles. 4 games coming up against Boston starting tomorrow night. Pittsburgh in for a couple interleague play. 1-1 pitch on the way and then late on it and fouled it off.
Yeah, when Sanchez was on the disabled list, you can throw all those numbers. He actually, when you talk about Romine, was hitting well. I mean, he's 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Gary Sanchez, at his age, with his capabilities, he's going to get a lot of opportunities to play.
Yeah. Romine got jammed. That one caught his foot, ankle, leg.
He's got the protection, but of course it doesn't hit it. Not big enough. Another two-seam fastball, and again it's so far inside, and wham.
Right,
he's trying to walk it off.
Huh?
Still walking. Yeah, I mean you don't want to get called out inside, and when the ball has good two-seam action and you're right-hander to a right-hander, it's hard to hit anything but the top of the ball.
So he'll get back in there. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 1 away. And Romine right back to the mound. And Gausman will make the play on him for the second out. 2 down in the second inning. Well, the Red Sox are back in town starting tomorrow night through Sunday. Great seats remain for the entire 4-game series. Great promotional items highlighted by the Manny Machado starting lineup figure on Saturday. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Miley is going to be going against the Red Sox with Miley against Rodriguez, Asher against Porcello, Dylan Bundy against David Price, Chris Tillman against Chris Sale. That's the lineup pitching wise.
Yeah, they tuned up for this series with 6 home runs last night.
0-1 delivery on the way, and that one will be bounced. Ref Snyder 0 for 3 so far in the series. Second start against the Orioles at first base. One for 5 off Kevin Gausman, and we'll take the pitch for a strike.
Yeah, I think that righty versus righty numbers. Righty's coming in at 370. Joe Girardi figures, okay, Gregorius gets hit in the hand. I can still play Ref Snyder. I can still play Torreyes, who had a really big series, at least the first 2 against the Orioles.
Got him on a pitch that hit the outside corner. So Gausman does quick work of it here. A 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts. Michelle Jess from Baltimore, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs. Win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Just go to mdlottery.com/home run. Michelle, good luck. Oh, I just love you so much. I need you up. Beautiful night at the ballpark. And have a beautiful sunset. Clouds off in the distance, but right overhead it's
how pretty
blue
was
sky.
The day today.
Yeah,
mid-70s, no humidity.
Here is Mike Trumbo DHing. A couple of hits, 7 at bats in the series. He will take the pitch away for a ball from Tanaka. He has not had a hit off Tanaka in 6 at bats against the 28-year-old right-hander. Both these pitchers surrendering high average numbers to the right-handers. To everybody really, but the right-handers more so. And that is in there for a strike. Shift on against him. StatCast brought to you by Amazon Web Services. He's pretty much got the right to himself. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Tanaka's delivery to him. Trumbo will take it down low.
Yeah, I think that's designed also. Not that Mark's thinking about doing that. It may end up doing it if he makes a good enough slider. But you know, when you hit 47 home runs, they're going in. Well, hit a soft single to right. Now that might change a little bit if you had runners in scoring position.
If you're looking for the hot bat in the Oriole lineup as a Yankee pitcher, here he is. Pitch is away. He's had the best month for the Orioles overall offensively, .315.
Well, he's made some adjustments. We talked. I showed you if you were with us in the opening. Chris Davis maybe closing his stance. He's on deck. Manny, it didn't work the first time, even though he had a couple of good swings of maybe hitting more balls to right field. Little knee flex for Mark.
And that pitch, a lot of movement away, and a 3 ball 2 strike count.
Yeah, you think you're going to get something straight, and Tanaka at 91, he just can't afford to do that. And not only does he throw the slider, he's a little bit like Severino, who does. You know, Severino was average fastball last night was 97, but the slider quality was unbelievable.
3 ball 2 strike count on Mark. Trumbo will take it and is on. Well, the Orioles get a leadoff walk here in the 2nd inning. Let's take a look at what's going on the blog side of things. PNC brings it to you. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Rock Cabaco taking a look at the other notes. Pedro Alvarez, Mancini, Castillo. We'll talk about Alvarez here in a minute. Steve Molesky with the Orioles' recent hitting and pitching stats equally bad as the Orioles try and get out of that.
Well, that's how you only win 4 out of 18 games. When you're not playing well in 2 very important facets of baseball, pitching and offense.
Davis will hit into the shift. Castro is in double play. This is going to be a tough relay, not going to get there in time. So a fielder's choice. Trumbo taken out on the ground ball, and Davis on a fielder's choice.
And again, probably because it's not hit that hard. And you can see Torreyes try to turn it, but Chris Davis runs pretty well. Runs hard.
So they get the force out.
Yeah, a little splitter, hard to get in the air, but he beats the throw.
Here's Trey Mancini with a runner at first base. Chris, Trey's had a good series. Continues to take the ball the other way. 4 hits in the series against the Yankees. 1 down. Mancini will take the pitch outside. Pedro Alvarez, 3-run homer in the ballgame tonight at AAA. He's now got 9 home runs, 29 RBIs in the month of May in 29 games, and also 10 doubles. Now his opt-out day is tomorrow. 1-0 delivery on the way, close but not quite, and Tanaka again falls behind 2-0.
Well, good for him, because he had a nice year for the Orioles last year. He came over the other league, took him a while, hit 22 home runs, and got a lot of big hits. So if the Orioles don't feel like they need him, I imagine somebody else will.
Yeah. It's a tough decision for the Orioles. What do you do with him? Pitch is taken in for a strike. Another DH.
Well, he's been playing the outfield, and I guess at the end of the day, you got to decide, okay, is he better than what you have here? Are you happy with the offense? Kim last year hit over 300, not playing as much. You want Mancini to get his at bats. Just all kinds of questions.
2-1 delivery, the big crank on that one, and he missed it. And a 2-ball 2-strike count on Trey.
And it's a tough decision at the end of May going into the 1st of June, because Rickard, he's been swinging the bat well, but he certainly has options, and you just think you're going to be better than the way they've been playing.
Yep. We'll see what happens tomorrow. 2-ball 2-strike delivery on the way. Mancini started, holds up. That one caught a piece of Romine. He was able to block it, however, and the count's full at 3-2.
Yeah, he just thinks it may be high enough. Maybe a splitter. A splitter is about 85 miles per hour. It's only like 6 miles per hour slower than the fastball.
Romine having to adjust the glove in order to stop that. 3-2, Davis off first base. Tanaka's delivery. Mancini puts it up in the air. It's deep. Gardner there, and he's got it. Davis will tag, but he'll have to go back, and Mancini is out of there, 2 down. There are the situational numbers.
Yeah, a little bit higher than the league average with runners in scoring position, and again, certainly higher than it was last year when he was able to pitch so well for him. And it's just an amazing game. You know, he had a little tear in the ligament. They've been watching that carefully. You know, he does have an opt-out at the end of this year. 1 run all of spring, and then gives up 7 runs and doesn't even pitch 3 innings on opening day. But it was Tampa, and Tampa can hit.
Here's Jonathan Scope with 2 down. Davis 1 step off the bag at first. Scope will take it for a strike. Tanaka last year, opponents hit 236 against him. That has jumped all the way up to 295 this season. An amazing jump. So he's trying to get it back under control. That's only the 2nd strike, first pitch strike he's thrown to an Oriole so far in this ball game. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. A little movement on that one too. Jonathan with the 3 hits off Tanaka. 2 of them have been home runs. 3 for 17 against the Yankee righty.
Yeah, I think the thing that has shocked and surprised everybody, Gary, is that when he has had bad games, whether it's Tampa 7 runs or against Houston, who's playing as well as anybody, 8 runs, or against Tampa again 6 runs, huge innings, because that's not him. He's used, you know, he doesn't walk, still hasn't walked anybody. I mean, this is going to be what, his 11th start. He's walked 15. But the home run ball's gone up. I mean, every number, hits have gone up, strikeouts have gone down, base on balls haven't gone up.
You know, that first inning number has been the one that's really torn him up. I mean, when you get an ERA in double digits in the first inning, you're getting behind so early in a ball game. Put a lot of pressure on the offense and a lot of pressure on yourself. You can't give anything else up. 13 first inning runs surrendered. 1 ball, 2 strike count here. Scope starts, stays, and held it back. 2-2. Jonathan against the Yankees on the year, hitting just .207, but he has had 5 RBIs against the Yankees, and lifetime he's hit 8 home runs off New York pitching.
Yeah, only 3 for 17 off of Tanaka, but 2 of them are 3-run home runs.
2 ball, 2 strike count. D straight up against him. Jonathan lifts it in the air off the end of the bat. Hicks will make the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've completed 2 in the 3rd game of 3. No score. Enjoy a cold one. To look forward to Miller time later in our ball game tonight, brought to you by Miller Lite. I always love to show you that sunset off the beautiful warehouse brick. Just gorgeous. We had that little rain shower that went through, and I mean, it was over in a hurry. And there's the rainbow that was here at the ballpark that delayed the game for 15 minutes with that sun shower. Beautiful rainbow that was over the warehouse. Truly one of the great structures in baseball. You can't imagine Camden Yards without the warehouse.
No.
You just can't. It's not.
Well, the old B&O warehouse, railroad warehouse, and
Where President Lincoln went and avoided a rowdy crowd in the Civil War here in Baltimore.
and you don't realize how immense it is and how long it is. They said, I mean, I think somewhere in the Oriole Guide, or it used to be, that if you put it on end, it's as tall as the Empire State Building.
Don't know that, but that wouldn't surprise me. That's an enormous building, and they were going to tear it down. When the ballpark was being considered for the construction, the original idea was to take the warehouse down. Fouled away by Gardner, who had a base hit his first time up. During the Civil War, when Lincoln was coming back to Washington, over at my favorite adult establishment, the James Joyce, there was a railroad station over at Harbor East. He got off there, had to be escorted by troops over here where the warehouse is, which is where the railroad ran. They had to change the trains in order to get back to Washington. That's going to be right to second base. Scope is there, and Gardner is retired. So, Mrs. Lincoln. On Monday, the O's joined Major League Baseball in honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice by wearing special Memorial Day jerseys and caps. Visit O's.com/auction. Place a bid, one of the unique items autographed and authenticated. The proceeds go to the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation. The bidding will close on June 6 at 10 p.m. Again, that's Orioles.com/auction. Hicks it into a double play. His first time up. Gosman's delivery to him. That'll be in there for a strike. Keep an eye on the two-strike situations with Kevin Gausman. One of the most unusual numbers around Major League Baseball is the fact that when Gausman gets two strikes on a batter, they hit .277. Pitch is taken down low, which is just unheard of.
Well, the league average is, I think it was, last time I looked, 168 last year, 176 for the year.
No, it's 170 right now.
Yeah.
In the American League.
You can just, it's much lower than what he's been able to do.
The Orioles have, and Kevin's number is a big part of that, the Orioles have the highest opponent batting average with two strikes of any team in the American League at 194. That's 24 points higher than the American League average. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way, and that one is in there for a strike. And it is 2-2 on Hicks. That'll make Roger McDowell cringe. That's just one of those unusual numbers, as hitting with two strikes has always been a real difficult task. In the air to left field, Mancini.
Yeah, they keep trying to get the ball in on the lefties, and Kevin hadn't been able to do it. That's the line drive that Gardner hit right at Scope again, and that's one of the reasons. He's so much more comfortable, and I think to take the next step, slider's got to get a little bit better. That's why the right-handed number is so high, and the lefties, he's going to have to learn kind of how to pitch a little bit off the plate inside. And his windup, because he's a little across his body, it's a little bit hard to do that. But that will be one of the next steps to be able to pitch to both sides of the plate.
2 down, nobody on. Here's Holliday, drew a walk his first time up. Holliday and Gardner each had 2 home runs in the ball game last night. They had a little thing going. After Holliday hit his home run behind Gardner, Holliday reminded Gardner that he was now ahead of him in home runs on the season. Gardner next time up hit another home run, had a comment as he rounded third base for Holliday in the dugout. And Holliday said after the ball game, we got a little competition going. It's kind of sad considering I'm about 50 pounds heavier and much taller.
Well, Judge had described Gardner as a little ball of muscle. Been swinging the bat like that.
Yeah. 2-0 delivery on the way. A big hack taken on that one. 2-1 to Holliday.
Yeah, the ability to get back into a count with his fastball, even though he's looking for it, couldn't quite get to it. Now he got back in the count against Hicks by throwing a splitter, but I mean, as like I said, in his last game, only threw out of 107 pitches, 8 split-fingered fastballs. I think he's already thrown that many tonight.
2-1 delivery on the way. That one in the air to right center field. Smith is over, and we'll put it away. So that's 7 in a row set down by Gausman as he takes care of the Yankees here in the third. Caleb Joseph to hit when we come back. stories here. 32nd birthday, Mets relief pitcher Fernando Salas recorded his first major league hit, and he is the first player 30 or older since 1900 to get his first major league hit on his birthday. And Jose Altuve continuing to grind out the hits with Houston. 18 4-hit games since the start of 2014. That's 5 more than any other player in Major League Baseball over that stand of time. So Altuve, great hitter.
Well, 3 consecutive 200 or more seasons in a row. And Pete Rose, Carew, Clemente, all those guys, it's like they hit with a magic wand. Sound swings, use the whole field. Of course, for him, he's starting to hit home runs when he.
Yikes.
9, 15, 20, 24 home runs the last 3 years, so along with 200 hits or more.
Caleb Joseph, 1-0 delivery to him. We'll take it up high. Caleb 0 for 2 in the only times he has faced Tanaka. Getting the start tonight. Wellington Castillo going on the 10-day DL with the groin contusion, taken on a foul ball last night, and that pitch will be taken inside. Actually hit batter. The ball came down and ricocheted right on Wellington Castillo. So Pena's up as the backup catcher, joining the ball club again today. Caleb, Hardy, and then Smith takes that one, and it's in there for a strike.
Yeah, and Caleb will just go, well, I'll gotta see if my shoelace is tied. Well, you think about Francisco Pena, he had 2 home runs in a game of Kansas City, and then Wellington Castillo came back, and they sent him back down to Norfolk, and he's out of options, so he had to go through waivers.
Yeah,
there's
we'll
94.
foul that one back and hold it at 3-2.
Gary, you were doing a game. We played that the second game that the Yankees played on the 4th of April, and there's his dad, Tony, terrific catcher and now manager, coach. Tanaka went to 95 and 96 in about the 5th inning. That's the hardest I've ever seen him throw, and that was 94 right there.
3-2 to Joseph, and he'll get him on the strikeout for his second.
Yeah, a slider that ends up pretty much in the middle of the plate, and again a little bit of movement, and he just can't center it. Almost like a cut fastball, and he's ready. He gets the foot down, does everything except hit it. And he's hoping that he fouled it, and he might have ticked it.
So J.J. Hardy up. Talking about hot bats in the lineup. J.J. has had a hot bat over the last 8, hitting .320 and 3 multi-hit games as part of that 8-game stretch. Tanaka's delivery to him will be up high. 2 for 11 with a home run lifetime off Tanaka for the Orioles shortstop. 1 for 8, as you saw in this series against the Yankees on the year, hitting only .172. 1-0 pitch to him. Hardy will take it. Again, will miss away. Tanaka's having to throw a few pitches, falling behind on most hitters with ball 1 and number of hitters ball 2.
Well, he's gotten away with a couple of pitches up in the zone. Just pitching coach Larry Rothschild.
2-0 delivery. He will take that one for a strike.
Yeah, I ran into Larry down in the locker room of the Yankees. I said, does Severino have a twin brother by any chance? I started laughing. That's how good he was last night. Very pleased with their 23-year-old right-hander.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back. Tanaka with 2 strikeouts in this ball game is up to 499. There's Severino.
Yeah.
Tanaka on the verge of a magic number when you get to the 500 Ks in a career. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And that's outside, and he works it to a full count.
Yeah, the amazing thing to me, and really with all good pitchers, is when they miss, they usually don't miss in the middle of the plate. So when you look at some of the highlights of the games where, the 3 games where he really got knocked around, he was missing in the middle of the plate. That's very unlike him.
Hardy a ground ball to the middle, and he's got a base hit. So JJ continues to put the ball in play successfully. A 1-out single here in the 3rd inning. Orioles' second hit of the game. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you.
Yeah, comes over from Atlanta, and he's really been pitching well. And And again, I mean, I start looking at the WHIP and the walks and hits per innings. His record is 3-1. You can see that's the game that he pitched last night. I think it's the first time anybody down at AA Bowie has gone 8 innings. So again, only 17 walks in 57 in the third innings. Tells me he can throw strikes. He's done that his whole career. And he came over from Atlanta last year in the Brian Mattis trade.
Now Seth Smith stands in, a base hit his first time up. Shift on against him, and the pitch will break low out of the strike zone. And again, starting a hitter off with another pitch out of the strike zone. Smith with a base hit, now 3 hits in his last 27 at bats, covering 8 games. He's seen his average drop over that span from 307 to 254. Seth getting the start again in right field. 1-0 delivery by Tanaka is there for a strike. Talking about Tanaka and strikeouts, Jim was mentioning he doesn't walk anybody. His ratio is 5 strikeouts per walk. It is the highest in the modern era since 1900. The highest strikeout to walk ratio. 1 ball, 1 strike count. So even though he falls behind hitters, he doesn't end up putting them on.
Well, he can just nibble on the corners. And good pitchers do that. He's got like 3 or 4 choices to choose from. He's a lot better than Dice K. Matsuzaka that came over with the Red Sox. He would never, ever give in to a hitter.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Hardy on first base. Smith will foul it off, way around on it.
I once asked Victor Martinez when he was briefly with the Red Sox and he was catching Dice K. That was his nickname. I said, does he ever just throw 3 fastballs in the outside corner? He started laughing. He goes, no. Why would he want to do that? I said, well, how about lowering your pitch count? He had the gyro ball and the cutters.
About 12 pitches.
Yeah, 12. And he would try to get them all in by about the 3rd inning.
Yeah. Wasn't a matter of what was working.
And it's not that he didn't have a good year. I mean, I think he went 18-3 one year for the Red Sox.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Only 1 down here. Smith trying to stay out of the ground ball double play. Tanaka's delivery to him, and that'll be a broken bat base hit into right center field. Hardy will get to second and stay. Judge will pick it up, and the Orioles in a scoreless ball game have 2 on, only 1 away.
Yeah, I thought he might actually try to go to third because this ball's not going to be caught. It's a pretty good pitch. He just kind of takes the bat head to the ball. Watch him put his hands in and might have even chipped the wood, but he gets a base hit. 2 in a row now. So maybe he's getting back to where he was because he was red hot when the Orioles were up in Boston the last time.
There's a chance for the Orioles to get on the board. Adam Jones hit into a double play his first time up. Adam, 407 with runners in scoring position. He is the leader in that department in the American League. The Orioles get a chance here. They've gone 7 for 20 in this series against the Yankees. They're still number 1 as a team, hitting .304 in these situations. 1 down, 2 on. Adam launches that one into left center field, and that's way back. That's going to hit right off the base of the wall. Hardy's going to score. Smith had a great jump. Ball gets away. He'll stay at third. Adam Jones, a double and an RBI.
Yeah, a ringing double. So he got 2 sliders to hit, fouled him off, and then hit a splitter for the double play. This time that wasn't the case. First pitch slider. He's waiting, and this ball smoked. You can see it. It stays up enough. He goes down and gets it. And then Hicks will do a nice job of hitting the cutoff man Torres, but Bobby Dickerson thinks he's going to catch it, and he does it. Now he's already stopped Seth Smith, or otherwise the Orioles would be up 2-0.
So Adam gets the RBI, 22 on the year, still only 1 away. And now 2 are in scoring position for Manny Machado. Well, the Orioles got a chance to have a big inning here against Tanaka. Infield will stay back. He'll take the out, let the run score, and a ground ball. Manny will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strikeout victim, his first time up. Manny's 243 with runners in scoring position on the year.
Yeah, know what you want to hit till you get to 2 strikes. Something up, get it in the air if you can. But he chases the splitter, and it's a hard one.
Foul tipped into the mitt.
Yeah, you look at all the stuff. These are the highest exit velocities in the American League, or actually in Major League Baseball. So he's up there with the elite. So are you hitting him in bad luck? Probably a little bit, but the strikeouts, I think that's what's alarming.
That's the same pitch.
That's very unusual for him, and that's what Tanaka's trying to do: strike him out here if he can.
0-2 delivery by Tanaka, and that will be a little bit low at 91. Kept that pitch a little straighter towards the outside part of the plate on Manny.
Well, another splitter, and the only guy that, if he hits one sharp to Headley at third, or maybe Refsnyder at first, they might come home.
Talking about Manny's RBI production, he's done that against the Yankees. He's hitting 194, but he's got 7 RBIs this year against New York. 1-2 delivery on the way, and Manny, there's it is. I mean, we could go back and show you, I swear, for the last week of games against Manny, that pitch consistently has been the strikeout pitch everybody's used.
Well, and he's seen a lot of good pitchers. I mean, this was not an at bat where he had anything to hit. Took the first pitch, swung at the splitter, swung at the slider. So you got to tip your hat a little bit. It's just not any ball he could get in the air. I mean, we always talk about in the batting cage, they say, hey, get a ball in the air. Well, it's batting practice. You think Tanaka wanted him to hit a fly ball? No, he didn't give him a pitch to do it.
So Trumbo will try for the 2-out RBI hit, and will drive it to right at Judge, and he wasn't tall enough. It'll bounce off the screen. 2 runs will score, and going into second base in what probably will be a double is Trumbo, and the Orioles have a 3-0 lead.
Well, he had a BB. And again, the hardest play for outfielders, the ball right at you. We saw that down in Houston when Altuve hit it. So again, he takes a step in, and now he's trying to get back, and the ball just hit too hard. If you don't get an initial read, which is what happened to Joey Rickard in the Saturday game, is Altuve hit one over his head for a double, got all the way to third base, and so a very hittable pitch, and Trumbo smokes it into right field.
And 26 RBIs on the year for Mark as he takes the Orioles lead in runs batted in and continues his hot month of May. Big 2-out RBI hit. Here's Chris Davis. Davis will take the high strike. Now, we've talked about the Orioles' ability to get out on these 2-out RBIs. That's the difference they make in a ball game. Adam Jones picking up 1. Trumbo's got 2 batted in here in the inning, and he needed to be 7 feet tall in order to make that play, and he isn't. 0-1 count, 2 down. Chris hit into a fielder's choice his first time up, and that's down low, stopped by Romine.
Yeah, kind of wondering maybe the Trumbo walk, because he really had a very disciplined bat the first time. Tanaka's saying, well, I better get throw him a strike, something he hadn't done to a lot of hitters tonight, get ahead, and Trumbo said,
Orioles now hitting over 280 with runners in scoring position and 2 down. That's a big number. Trumbo about 270 right now. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Good lead at second base for him. Davis will take the off-speed delivery, which will miss. 2-1. So Tanaka has given up a magic 3 runs. The reason that is a magic number in these series is that's all he gives up against the Orioles in his career starts. He has not permitted more than 3 runs in any of the now 7 starts against the Orioles. 2-1 delivery on the way, and Davis into the shift, and he's got a base hit and an RBI. Trumbo will score easily. Judge will get it in, and the Orioles with 2 down keep it going and have a 4-0 lead.
Well, they get a couple of pitches to hit and don't miss them. The stance that Chris Davis has, he's closed it up. The hands go, gets the foot down, gets a pitch to hit, stays on it, and hits it so hard that Torres can't even catch it. I mean, they got the shift on. So again, I mean, this is how you hit. You stay behind it. You're trying to hit the back of the ball. And it helps to get a hittable pitch. He does, and he doesn't miss it.
Orioles making hay here in the third inning. Four runs in.
This is what good offenses do. You know, Machado couldn't get him in. Trumbull picks him up, and then Davis gets him in. 19
RBIs for Chris Davis. And the pitch will miss away to Mancini. Trey Mancini flied out to left field his first time up.
Yeah, he just missed a home run. Had a good swing on a slider.
And the Orioles offense coming alive here in this third inning. 1-0 delivery on the way, and he got jammed. Popped it up center field. Hicks will make the catch. Orioles sent 8 to the plate here in the third inning. They pick up 4 runs. Trumbo, the big 2 RBI double, a part of it. Brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. So the Orioles, over the last 7 games, averaging 2.1 runs per game. And they've gone 7 consecutive without having a game of double-digit hits. This one, they've already got 4 up on the board. And we are going to Kevin Gausman to try and hang on to it. And the pitch will be taken for a strike on the outside corner. Here in the 4th, it'll be Castro, Judge, and Headley up for the Yankees.
Well, repeat after me. Shut down inning.
Shut down inning.
Boy, it's something we always talk about. I mean, this game is, you know you're facing a very good offense to get you 4 runs, come out, be aggressive, make your pitches. Certainly capable of doing that. That's good stuff tonight.
Castro had a base hit his first time up. 1-1 pitch to him. Another big cut, and the count goes to 1-2. Kevin with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts through 3. Tanaka, no walks, 3 strikeouts, but the 4 runs on 6 hits. Kevin Gausman has given up just the 2 hits, 2 singles in the first inning. And he reaches for that one while he was falling away. Gausman will cover. Davis the flip. And there's one down. Take a look at our league leaderboard, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Yep. Well, again, tough competition, and everybody always says, "Hey, which has the best?" The American League, which are the better divisions? And again, you can see teams over 500. NL West, but the East has the most. And Toronto, what did they do today?
They won.
They won. So
they swept Cincinnati.
So they're, I think, 26 and 27. So they've crawled back.
Yeah, they all of a sudden have made a big rush getting back.
Well, they're getting all their guys back.
Yeah. They won today 5-4 over the Reds. Here's Aaron Judge. One down, nobody on. Rips one up the middle for a base hit.
Yeah, 97. I think he's proved to me he could hit the fastball.
So the Yankees get one on with one down. On Sunday, all fans 14 and under get the youth bat and ball set presented by Play Ball. Great for a Birdland summer. Come to the ballpark, bring the family, and watch the Red Sox and Orioles at 1:35. Kids ages 4 to 14 run the bases after the game on Sunday. Tickets are going fast. Get yours at Orioles.com.
Yeah, that line drive at 117 miles per hour.
It was probably 40 feet over Kevin Gausman's head, and he still ducked, and I don't blame him.
Well, yeah, the wind shear.
Yeah. That's when you got a heavy coming in. Pitch will miss outside. Headley grounded out his first time up. Yankees with 3 hits, all singles so far, off Kevin Gausman.
Well, he did it with the bases loaded, and a little slider that if Chris Davis, who dove for it, if it hits his glove, it gets probably a 2 RBI single. But Scope caught it, and Gausman did his job and covered the base, and with the bases loaded, got out of the first. It's a huge play.
Jonathan with a tremendous arm. You got all shortstops playing in the infield. It doesn't hurt on the throws made to first. 2-0 count.
And you got a pitcher at first, and Davis.
And a good one. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that at his feet dances across the plate. Headley will come back, and the count goes to 3-0.
Yeah, with fastball, and not a particularly hot hitter, and not even close. Last thing you want to do with a 4-run lead is walk Headley.
So a 3-0 count with a 1 down. Shift on against him. Headley was taking, it looked like. It is in there for a strike. He wanted that walk.
Yeah, a little gift from Kerwin Danley.
And the count goes to 3-1 on Headley.
Yeah, he seems like a very mild guy, but when he puts the batting helmet on, it changes personality. I think he knows that was a ball. Would love to have been down at first base.
3 ball, 1 strike count, short lead at first base. Headley will chop it. That'll go off him in the batter's box and foul. So Kevin Gausman comes back on him and gets the 3 ball, 2 strike count. Kevin looking for a ground ball here to try and get another double play. Fly ball pitcher, but not to a big number. Most of the Oriole pitchers, starters, we've said, are fly ball pitchers, but the numbers aren't exaggerated.
Well, let's see if Joe Girardi starts Judge.
Judge took a big jump 2 pitches ago and came back.
Yeah, he's done a little running, 4 out of 6.
3-2 runner not going, and there is the walk. That's 3 surrendered in the ball game, and the Yankees get 2 on and 1 away. Ocean City, Maryland is going to be hosting Social Media Weekend at the Masson booth on Utah Street this Saturday and Sunday. Follow at Masson Orioles on Twitter for chances to win all weekend long and for more information. Plus, ride out the wave and come meet Ocean City, Maryland's spokes guard, Rodney. That'll be on Sunday, June 4th, the Masson tent on Utah Street. One down, runners on at first and second. Torreyes, a strikeout victim. Pitch will be taken for a strike at the knees. Well, the Yankees have a chance. Get right back on the board after the Orioles scored 4 in their half of the inning. Just their second chance with a runner in scoring position in the ball game.
Yeah, the Orioles hoping he doesn't do what he did in that April series here, where he went 5 for 9 with 4 RBIs.
That is going to be inside.
No, he's a contact hitter. That's why strikeouts don't come a lot. And he looks like a high ball hitter in that series. A big hit on Sunday to right center field for a double.
Strike zone variation between Torreyes and Judge. It's about 9 feet. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Kevin will back off, wants the signs again. Torreyes has had a very productive month of May for this team. He's been in when Headley had been struggling at the plate and had been delivering his share of RBIs. He's got 14 on the year, 13th this month. Ground ball, that's going to be a 1-hopper. That's Hardy, that's Scope. Quick relay, bounces away into the seats, and a run will score.
Yeah, try to hurry it. You got to know who's running. Got to know who's running. So right here, and watch him hurry it. And again, a little bit extra way out in front. And when it goes off the glove, it goes all the way into the stands. So you're going to take a look at the slide, and I want to see if they'll challenge that. Again, did he impede the double play? Certainly right at him. I would think that maybe they'll challenge that.
Nope.
Doesn't look like he's looking. That was the old time slide.
So Romine with a runner at second. That's run scores on the error, no RBI. Fielder's choice to Reyes down to second on the error. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Here's Romine. That's a big at bat. You got 2 down here, and the Yankees got a chance to get 2 of those 4 runs back immediately here in the 4th inning.
And this is what he does so well. 4 out of 10. Put a guy in scoring position.
Reyes getting an enormous lead. Orioles aren't trying to hold him. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and Romine, whatever he thought was coming, that wasn't it.
Well, outside third at 97, and again, you don't play a lot. When Sanchez got hurt, and when he got the big series in Baltimore, up in New York against the Orioles, he was playing a lot because of the injury.
Out for the last 4, as we mentioned. So a 2-strike count. Set up away Caleb. Fouled away.
And my point earlier, and we talked about the high batting average of 370 righties against Kevin Gausman. If the slider was a good one, you just throw a slider right off the corner, from strike to ball, and you probably wave through it, make sure you get it down and away.
0-2.
See if he does that. No, going in.
Delivery to Romine. Popped up. Davis coming over. That'll be a souvenir. John to the scope. 6 error charge to him, allowing the runner to get down to second. He had a grand total of 8 errors all of last year, and 6 have been put up so far this year. And they've come kind of in a clump here over the last 10 days.
Well, my point last night was you got to slow things down. And lately, I think because of the way the club has played, probably trying to do too much, which is what he did on that play.
0-2 count to Reyes off second base. Romine will take it up and in. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. And the pitch is mounting up for Kevin Gausman. 3 walks have been a part of that. 1-2. Set up way away. That's where the pitch is.
Yeah, but it's just kind of a lazy slider. When at some point somebody's going to teach him a slider that you can throw, outside third of the plate. The hitter, the good, like Severino. It starts as a strike and dives out of the zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to keep it away.
Wow.
They started to the dugout, but they'll stay there.
Yeah, Kerwin Danley, and somewhere around the outside corner. Yeah, this will be the definitive. Yep, ball outside. If he moves over, really about a half an inch, all you have to do is have the edge of the ball on the plate, but just missed.
8th pitch of the at bat coming. 3-2, 2 down. Romine drills it to center. Adam Jones is there, and he's done it. So the Yankees are retired. They get 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and leave 1 on. 4-1. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. By the University of Maryland Medical System, be a part of something greater. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to MidAtlanticComfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you. Gorgeous sunset here in the Baltimore area. Orioles have the 4-1 lead going to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Red Sox coming to town to open up the 4-game set. Tomorrow night it'll be game 1. Red Sox have Josh Rutledge playing at second base with Pedroia out. They got Sandoval back. He is DHing. Did last night and in the lineup, expected to DH again tonight. The Red Sox are playing in Chicago, playing the White Sox, and will fly to Baltimore after the game tonight.
Yeah, Devin Marrero apparently playing well defensively. He ends up hitting 2 home runs.
He's playing at third base.
Yep.
Here is Jonathan Scope, the only Oriole not to hit in that 3rd inning. Jonathan flied out his first time up, 3-game hit streak coming into the ball game.
And Tanaka, a couple of miles more on that fastball. Didn't like to give up 4 runs.
Most he's given up against the Orioles in any of the 7 starts he's had against them. Yankees have not won a series here in Baltimore over the last 10 that have been played here. The last time they won one was back in 2013. 2-0 delivery on the way. Little chopper. Tanaka. 1 down. Our Heritage Automotive Road ahead. Heritage Automotive offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at heritagedealers.com. There are the 4 games coming up against the Red Sox. Miley against Rodriguez. Asher against Porcello. Bundy against Price. Tillman against Sale. 3 nights and a Sunday afternoon game. Caleb Joseph, strikeout victim, his first time up. Caleb on a pitch got inside to him. Ref Snyder over, no play.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers. Sale ended up giving up 6 runs yesterday, but wins. The Red Sox got, I think, 13 runs. He won 1 game in April with a 1.19 ERA. The Orioles saw him, and then 5 wins, giving up over 4 runs a game in May, because the Red Sox offense is getting a little bit better.
Yep. Yeah, they have heated up. We showed you the run that have been scored in May in the American League, and the East teams up there. 0-1 delivery. Caleb will take that one, and it'll be down low. So 1 ball, 1 strike count from Tanaka, who's thrown 65 so far in this ball game. He is 44-20, his major league record. 1-1 delivery, and a little late on that one by Caleb. Count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, Caleb, it's almost like he took a little stroll, saying, I just got my pitch. Something straight outside middle and didn't get it. Now what?
Protect.
Yep, exactly. And again, the splitter is so good because you don't pick it up. And
1-2 delivery. Caleb got jammed. Torres. Couple of ground balls here in the 4th inning. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting the American Diabetes Association. 139 walks, $6,950. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. I think the copy used to read each of you. Then they heard I eat ice cream, and they put each of us in there. 2 down. Here's J.J. Hardy. And a breaking ball is in there for a strike.
Really? You eat ice cream?
I do occasionally have an ice cream.
Yeah. Yep. What was that flavor you were talking about?
The flavor today was grapefruit. Grapefruit ice cream. It was.
And?
Well, there was also chocolate. There was Maryland mud to go with it. Because it was a Sunday. So there had to be 2 scoops with hot fudge.
So it's a Sunday on Wednesday.
A Sunday on Wednesday. That's my motto. I've lived by that motto most of my life. A Sunday on Wednesday and the rest of the week is good. Get you over the hump. 1-1 pitch on the way and down to third. He's got another base hit. JJ will make the turn and head to second base. Gardner over to get it, and Hardy, the hot bat, He and Trumbo wielding some good wood up there. 2 for 2, single and a double.
Yeah, a little slider that stays up, and he's all over it. They're playing him off the line. You know, again, Tanaka kind of nibbling away and can spot his stuff, but he hangs a slider, and I don't think he probably would have caught it anyway. But you're not playing the lines. This took part of the game, and he takes advantage of it.
Well, the Orioles with a chance to get that run back.
Well, when you're out there pitching, and one of the more annoying things is when you give up a 2-out double because of the fact that if the next guy who's already got 2 hits gets a hit, you could be down 5-1. You take that soft single up the middle, but the doubles, that gets your attention.
2 singles. Seth Smith, he has scored on that second signal that put him on in the third. 2 away. Orioles already 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the ball game, and J.J. Hardy keeping an eye on Torreyes behind him. Orioles with 7 hits in the ball game. And certainly upping their number in these situations with a 3 for 4.
Well, both hits on fastballs, one on the fist. That was a soft one. The first one he hit very hard into right field.
0-1 delivery on the way up high. Yankees have been living off some very good pitching during their move that put him into first place. Yankee starting 5 have an ERA of 1.75 in 8 games coming into this one. Severino added to that last night. But Tanaka is going to raise that number. Overall, the Yankees 5th best in the league at 4.09 for their starters. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Off speed pitch will miss. 2-1.
Well, Sabathia stepped up. I mean, Pineda's pitched well. You know, he ended up winning one of the last games in the last homestand. I mean, he's 6-2 after going 6-12 last year.
Tanaka's already lost as many games as he lost all last year. Jim was mentioning his 14-4 mark last year. He's 5-4 now. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Hardy off second. Smith takes. It's a strike.
It's just a horror. I mean, you know, Kerwin Danley, every time I see him umpire, you realize he's not very good. And Buck's right there with me. I mean, this ball not even close to being a strike.
And it doesn't cut one way or the other.
No, he's missed pitches for both teams.
And strikes and balls have gone both ways.
He had the check swing up in Detroit. You know, the end of the game with the Orioles having a chance to possibly win it.
2 ball, 2 strike count from Tanaka, and that'll be down low. Tanaka throwing it all over the place here, trying to get the Orioles to go after these pitches that aren't strikes, and another 3-2 count. Smith taking time outside the batter's box.
And Tanaka certainly knows who's on deck. And that's Adam Jones, who hit a ringing double up the gap in left field on a hanging slider the last time up.
Here's the full count delivery on the way, and it'll be fouled off. Orioles getting 4 runs, 5 hits in the 3rd inning. Jones had that double. Trumbo 2 RBI double and an RBI single by Davis. Yankees getting that run back, an unearned run in the 4th inning. 3-2, 2 down. JJ taking a look around out there. Second time on the 3-2, and he walked him.
Yeah, maybe he wants to take his chances with Adam, and that's no sure bet.
First walk surrendered by Tanaka, puts runners on at first and second, and Girardi sits down to the.
Well, that gets him to go to the chart. Oh, I got a text from John Gibbons, who manages Toronto. He says, "You know what kind of life I have? I'm listening to you and Gary."
He's got a good life. John's got a great life.
Well, I had told him, "You're finally getting some guys back," and he said, "Yeah, just got to ride the wave." Can you imagine John Gibbons on a surfboard hanging 10?
I would pay so much money to see that. I can't even tell you. Can't even tell you. Runners at first and second base. Tanaka's delivery, and Jones puts it up in the air. Right center field. Back at the wall. Hey, goodbye, home run. Adam Jones. First pitch of the at-bat delivers a 3 RBI homer, and the Orioles a 7-1 lead, and welcome back, Adam.
Yeah, welcome back, Jonesy. Been a while since we've seen him take somebody the opposite way to deep right center field, and it's all about getting good pitches to hit. Did it the last time on the slider. Well, maybe you ought to take a few more days off every once in a while. Well rested and coming back, airing it out.
And again, 2 out RBIs here in the 4th inning as Adam Jones delivers the long ball for Michelle Jess, our Maryland lottery contestant, worth $500. Here's Manny Machado. Manny on the big cut for a strike.
Now you take a look right here. I mean, out over the plate, crushed. Aaron Hicks is going to run it down, but not an NBA player. Can't get that one.
0-1 delivery. Manny puts a towering fly ball down the line. Gardner's going over, and he will have room as the ball came back. So Machado's retired. But Adam Jones, a 4 RBI ball game already, a season high, and he did not have a 4 RBI game last year. Well, the Orioles offense rocking and rolling in a 7-1 lead. Kevin Gausman's first pitch out of the reach of Jonathan Scope, and a base hit for Rob Refsnyder, who leads off the Yankee 5th inning with a single. So Tanaka now has allowed 6 runs 3 of the last 4 starts. Adam Jones 4 RBIs in this ball game, adding to Tanaka's misery. And the Orioles will see whether or not Tanaka will come back out or not. I don't see any warm-up action for the Yankees.
Well, Kevin Gausman, unless you have a short memory, you realize you had a 9-1 lead against in Yankee Stadium, and that was not a good pitch to Refsnyder. The first time he didn't have a chance. Quality pitch outside corner struck him out. That one pretty much right in the middle of the plate.
Yankees' 4th hit is Gardner, a base hit, and he lined out, goes after the pitch and fouls it back.
That's why they get what they want. They get a leadoff guy that opens up holes. This guy's about as hot as anybody. I mean, 9 home runs in the month of September. That's 2 more than he hit all last year. 11 on the year.
He and Holiday both with 2 home runs yesterday. Second time this year the Yankees have had multiple home runs from teammates in the same game. 0-1 delivery, and that is there for a strike.
And you could see Gardner. That's another ball that's off the plate. Well, get used to it. So you're right. It's for both teams.
And I want John Gibbons to. I want to say this only because John's listening, that the other multi-homer game by Yankee teammates came against Toronto. It was Gardner and Aaron Judge who both homered twice in that ball game. John, I'm sure you remember that. 0-2 count, runner off first base, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball, 1-2.
Well, what John and his team has been able to do is they're 1 game from getting back to 500. And when you start out the season 2-11,
yeah,
they've come a long way.
They're right back in it.
Yep.
I mean, who would have thought? I mean, with that kind of start, and they've gotten it turned around. 1 ball, 2 strike count, which makes the East what it has been over the last decade. Tough. Gardner at 1-2. We have to be careful how much we say, though. You're aware that John, on a radio talk show that was talking about him and had said some negative things, that his PR department told him about it. So we made a phone call and said, "Hi, this is John from Toronto," and had comments to the talk show radio host about what they were saying. Yeah, John's like that. He'll do those kind of things.
He's like that.
2 ball, 2 strike count. That ball to the middle. Jonathan Scope gets it in time to get the out to Hardy. That one was running away from him, but he tracked it down.
Well, they called Brooks Robinson the vacuum cleaner, and that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to sweep this ball up, and there you go. What's that vacuum cleaner that's always advertised? Yeah, no, well, that's the old Hoover. That's what they call Brooks. But I got a new one out there, Dyson. Yeah, picks up everything. That's kind of what. I talked to Hoover today.
I just got a call from Hoover.
Well, you know why?
It was actually
because he wanted to thank you, because we talked about his 80th birthday, and he wanted to thank you for letting everybody know that how old he was.
I do apologize for that.
No, he really appreciated the.
And that's going to be down the line. That's going to be a base hit. Aaron Hicks got a hold of one. Gardner's making the turn. He'll be waved home. Relay throw's going to miss the first man, and it'll be a double and an RBI for Hicks. So Gardner scores all the way from first base, and the Yankees make it a 7-2 game.
Yep, Hagen splitter. Well, in the old days, Earl Weaver, you know what he'd do? He'd be getting a guy up that you didn't want to have come in, so you'd pitch better. And right here, just a very hittable pitch. The Yankees certainly capable of scoring a bunch of runs. That's what they do, and it's all about getting good pitches to hit. Okay? And you can Hicks. I mean, he's a 300 hitter from this side of the plate.
24 RBIs.
Yeah, now you're right back into the middle of the lineup, and
1 away, runner at second base. Holiday has flied out and drawn a walk. Matt Holliday has been crushing it against the Orioles. 5 home runs this year. Into center. That's a bloop. That's going to fall. Late start. Hicks the turn. They're bringing him home. Here's the throw by Adam. Way off the mark, and another run in. RBI single by Holliday. And it's 7-3 O's.
Yeah, Adam playing a little deeper, as he should, especially in this part. And again, off the fist, and he's going to find a hole. The Orioles are very lucky because he doesn't hit the cutoff man. And if he had any speed, not that Holliday has it, he would have been on second base.
Jim, another what we were talking about with Roger McDowell coming out. Orioles score, try and get the shutdown inning, and Kevin's not been able to do it now twice.
Well, Gardner hit it well. Refsnyder, he got a pitch to hit. He hit it back up the middle to start the inning. Hicks got a splitter, and then you got a little bit unlucky because you did make a good pitch. You did get the jam shot. But you do play a little deeper because Holliday's hit 5 home runs against you, and this is a small part. But how about down and away? I mean, how about trying to get a ground ball and trying to? That's what he did early. That's how he got out of trouble in the first, and that's how he was able to keep him at bay.
Kevin right at the top with the number of pitches per inning. And Miley not far behind 2 Orioles starters. Wade has been able to work his way through jams.
And now you get Castro up, and while he can hit home runs, he hit 21 of them last year. What he's done in this series, if you pitch him up out over the plate, he'll just hit a single in the right. And you
Runner at first, one away.
You got Aaron Judge on deck, and all of a sudden they're right back into this game.
Castro, a little roller. Gonna be a tough play if it stays fair. It doesn't. Just crossed the foul line. One hop before it got to third base, and Bill Miller, the crew chief, the call on it. So that'll bring him back to the plate. Castro with a 1-strike count. Manny was not going to get an out if that ball had stayed fair over the bag. So the Yankees back with a couple of runs here in the 5th inning. Castro's had 3 hits in the series. He's gone 3 for 10. He's hitting a whopping .350 against the Orioles this year with a home run and 4 RBIs. Well, that home run, it was in the Kevin Gausman game when it was 9-1, 11-4, 11-8. He made it 11-10, and then they got another run to tie it, and then scored 3 in extra innings to win it 14-11. Check swing went around on that one. Castro is 7th in the league in hitting starting the day, and only Corey Dickerson of Tampa Bay has more hits in the American League. Castro and Altuve started at 64 on the day, and 0-2 count on him here. Orioles at double play depth, even up in the infield. The 0-2's in the dirt. Caleb stops it. Joseph kept it in front of him, and that keeps Holiday over at first base. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. I think the more you see of Starlin Castro, you realize he's a pretty good player. I mean, he's very animated. A lot of young players are. But anybody that age 22 can get 207 hits. Second year in the big leagues, you can hit a little bit. Leads the Yankees with 20 multi-hit games on the year. He's gone 8 for 22 against Gausman. 1-2 delivery to him, and he's got another one. Stopping at second base will be Holiday. Adam will get it back in, and Gausman not getting anybody out here in the 5th inning. There is one down. If we go back and look at that, he misses his spot. Caleb Joseph wants the ball up and in, and he throws it high in the middle of the plate. So this is, I mean, they have an unrelenting offense. Take a look. There's the target. Look where the ball is. Right down the chute. And again, these guys are too good to do that. They're hitting off 95 because he's got that kind of fastball, and then couldn't get his glove on it. And now all of a sudden, I mean, you're one swing away from 7-6. And the swinger is Judge. A base hit and a walk in the ball game. 2 home runs off Gausman already for him, and it's fouled away. This series on the year, the Yankees have out-homered the Orioles 18-7. Yikes. Yeah, well, they can hit. That's in all the games played here, this being the 9th. 0-1 count, 1 down. Big at bat. Runners off first and second base. Judge will take it inside. Well, they have 76 home runs. The only year they were ever better in recent history was back in 2009. Last year at this time they only had 51. And this guy certainly brings a present to your lineup. Home run leader, 17. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him. Judge will take that one. It is on the corner. That's where Kevin has aimed the last 2, 1 and 2. Yeah, and he knows that ball was low, and it certainly changes the count. I was reading an article today in the Post, and at this time last year he was in an 0 for 18, hitting .221 at AAA. So he was struggling. He certainly figured it out in a hurry. 1 ball, 2-strike count. Set up away, pitch away. RBIs in the inning for Hicks and Holiday. Gardner scored, reaching on a fielder's choice. Hicks on the double. And now Judge with one of those big at bats. 2 and 2. Yeah, the home runs have been on fastballs. The rocket up the middle was on a fastball.
pitched around him the first time.
Two delivery on the way. Judge takes that one.
Yeah, splitter, misses. Yeah, pitches that maybe when you're striking out half of your at bats in 2016, 42 times and 84 at bats you swing at. Not this guy. Doesn't mean he won't strike out. It just better not be in the middle of the plate or he's going to hit it hard. Nobody hits the ball harder than Judge. And again, the best exit velocity of any hitter in the American League.
Kevin will back off.
I was talking to Al Cockrell, his hitting instructor. He said he can get jammed. He can inside out the ball 430 feet to the right field. He's that strong. So he can wait for it to travel a little bit longer and then use right field with the best of them.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Judge will get down swinging. Gausman wins the battle in a big one. His 3rd strikeout.
Well, he finally comes back with a great pitch at a clutch time. Can't throw it any better than this. Splitter, you can see him grimace when he swings at it. And again, you can see the ball tumble out of the hands, and a little Tanaka pitch right here. I mean, everything's on track for Judge other than the fact that it was just a great pitch.
So now there are 2 away. Holiday and Castro the base runners. Headley will take the pitch down low. He's had a walk and he's grounded out. He's 3 for 8 in the series with 1 RBI. Judge back to the bench on the strikeout. And Gausman a chance to get out of the inning, surrendering just 2 if he can get Headley out of there. Kevin's delivery to him will be fouled into the screen. These 2 teams have had highly offensive games. The exception being the first game of this series where the Orioles won it 3-2, back up to an 8-3 win for the Yankees last night. The Yankees have hit .297 against the Orioles this year, and the Orioles have hit .258 against them. If you count the runs up in this game in the season series, Yankees have scored 59 runs. The Orioles have scored 49 runs.
Yeah, and Caleb went out there, Caleb Joseph, the Oriole catcher, to say simply, hey, come on, let's go. Let's make some quality pitches, because that ball was right down the middle of the plate, not where the glove was.
1-1 delivery, and that's going to be up high. So a 2 ball 1 strike count on Headley. Torreyes, if they get there, on deck.
And now, meanwhile, the pitch count is what, at 90?
90.
Yep. So if he gets out of this inning, at least pitch-wise, has another inning in him. Threw 107 in his last start.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that misses.
See, I mean, that's what's gotten him in trouble. Can't stay behind a splitter. Can't stay behind the fastball. It runs into the middle of the plate, and we've seen that this inning. He knows. Roger McDowell knows too.
Givens is ready.
And then if you're the manager, if you're Buck Showalter, you're going, well, when do I go get him? You know, I want him to have a chance to win, but we've scored plenty of runs, so he better get Headley out.
3-1. Headley will take it, and they're loaded. That's the 4th walk surrendered by Gausman. So the base is loaded for Torreyes. Here in the inning, 2 singles, a double, or 3 singles, a double, and a walk. There are 2 down, and Torreyes with the sacks full has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. Your base runners: Holiday a base hit at 3rd, Castro single at 2nd, walk to Headley at 1st. He's not worried about the grand slam here. What he wants is a base hit.
Yeah, .250 hitter in these situations.
Down to 3rd, foul.
Well, he doesn't strike out a lot. You know, just coming up tonight, what, he's been up 100 times now, and he struck out 12. So he puts the ball in play. Doesn't walk a lot. 2 walks.
He's a contact.
Yeah, he's a hacker.
Contact hitter.
Yeah, he hacks and he makes contact.
Torreyes, big chance. He's gone 2 for 6 with the bases loaded this year. Double single. Ground ball to 3rd base. Manny Machado's got it forced out, and they get it. Little high throw. Jonathan Scope came down, made sure he was on the bag. So the Yankees will get a couple of runs. They'll do it on 4 hits, but they will leave the bases loaded. So they cut into the lead, but that's a big out right there. Our Mazda do-ups, Trumbo, Davis, and Mancini.
Early lead for the Orioles. Adam Jones comes back from having some ankle leg problems. Doubles off the walk. The Orioles will take a 1-0 lead, and then Trumbo hits one, and you can see Judge, the route officiating, not particularly good. Screamed it over his head. The Orioles put 2 more on the board, and then the coup de grace, at least so far. 3-run home run by Adam Jones to right center field. The Orioles at that point lead 7-1. Those are your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
6 out of 7 with 2 outs. The Orioles have done that during the Showalter years here in Baltimore. Pitch is taken for a strike. Trumbo, 2 RBI double, was picked up in the 3rd inning. 2 of those 2-out RBIs. Tanaka out there trying to weave his way through a difficult start for him. And Gallegos is up in the bullpen for the Yankees, as the Orioles have touched Tanaka up for the 7 runs. He came in with a 5.86 earned run average, and they've extended that. Shift on against Trumbo. The 1-1 delivery to him off the fists and back out of play. And a 1-ball 2-strike count on Mark. So Mark will hope to continue into the new month what he has done here in the month of May. And a couple of RBIs in this game. He's had 3 hits and 8 at-bats in the series against the Yankees. And against Tanaka, he came in 0 for 6 before he got that double. 1-2 delivery on the way, and there's the pitch down and away.
Yeah, you can be hot, and good pitching can make you not, and that's the perfect slider. Tanaka's made a couple of mistakes, and when you're swinging well as a club, you don't miss them. Every day, I mean, with the ball more juice and the ball's flying all over the place, you go look at the highlights, and very rarely do you see them down and away fastballs or sliders. They're usually in the middle of the plate. They're usually in hitters' counts, unless you're Bogarts, who loves to hit with 2 strikes.
Davis goes after one. Chris, the fielder's choice, and an RBI base hit in the ball game. Tanaka's now thrown 13 out of 23 first pitch strikes, not particularly good. Gosman much better at 19 out of 25 tonight. 0-1 count. Shift on against Chris, and he will take the pitch inside for a ball. Orioles 11-16 in the month of May, and this of course the last one. June 1st coming up tomorrow. Orioles went 15-8 in April, 11-16 right now in month number 2. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Right-hander up high and away. Mike Wright joining the ball club as the Norfolk train continues to run. Brett went down after working in the ball game last night. Swing and a miss on one off the table.
Yeah, there's a splitter, and it's hard. 88. Yeah, the split-fingered fastball, it's so effective because when you throw it properly, hitters will tell you, you just don't pick it up. And the movement, the good ones, not the hangers, the good ones go down. So what do you hit? Top of the ball, or if you hit it at all.
Tanaka with a 2-2 to Chris. You can have lunch while you wait for this one to come down. Judge moving over, and he'll put it away. And there are 2 down. And it's now time for AARP's Getting to Know Trey Mancini and Wellington Castillo. The numbers put up in May.
Yeah, wow. Trey's pretty impressive young hitter. And of course, Welling comes off the DL and Ruthian numbers, hitting home runs, all that stuff. And
for Trey, it is, of course, a rookie season. How about that? Joins Bunbury and Markakis.
Yeah, and what's impressive about Nick really struggled that year. And then, of course, Al was rookie of the year in 73. And how about the league has 5 months to adjust to. And then you hit over 400 in September. And that's why Al went on to have a very nice career, as did Nick Markakis. Much better hitter as their rookie years progressed.
Trey Mancini has made it impossible for Buck to take him out of the lineup. 1-1 delivery on the way. That one in the air towards center, not hit hard. Hicks coming hard. He'll get there and put it away. So Tanaka comes back with a 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 5. Orioles up 7-3. Brought to you by Ocean City. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City. Book now at OCOcean.com. And by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. There is a moon out tonight after the quick rain shower that delayed the game for 15 minutes. A gorgeous, comfortable evening here at Camden Yards. Yankees bat, Gosman back out. Both teams have had innings where they've sent 8 to the plate. The Yankees did that in the 5th. The man who didn't make it is at the plate right now. Romine, he is grounded out and flied out. Ref Snyder, top of the order. Gardner due up for the Yankees.
Actually had a pretty good at bat the last time, but hit it right at Adam Jones.
He'll take the slider away and did go around on it. Call made at first by Todd Titchener.
So here we go, like you talked about. What do you do with 2 strikes?
This should be the final inning for Kevin, one would think, in light of that pitch count.
Well, he could have an 8-pitch inning.
Yeah.
He tries right there and just misses away.
8 hits the Orioles, 7 for the Yankees, but the Orioles made better use of them for that 7-3 lead. 1-2 delivery on the way and got him on the inside corner.
And you could see him looking straight down to see if that ball really got the inside corner. Of course, he's been catching. He knows that Danley's not having a good night, and that ball's a little bit off the plate. Better get used to it, boys. Did he get the chalk line? Well, close to it. Yeah, the high home here at Camden Yards, really all the ballparks, that's the camera that doesn't lie.
Yep.
It gives you a pretty good, accurate angle of really where the ball was.
Refsnyder's had a base hit and he has struck out. 1 down. Gosman's pitch away. Kerwin Danley, consistent with the history behind the plate. He has always been one who gives the pitchers the benefit of the calls, and that's gone most of that way tonight. Chopper off his foot or leg. And Kevin Gausman throwing some strikes here.
Well, everybody seems to complain about him, and it's a tough job.
He's an umpire.
He's an umpire.
If you're an umpire,
Yeah.
people complain.
Right. But both sides do it. Then you go, okay, maybe there's some legitimacy to it.
Not likely.
No.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that one's ripped towards the corner. And it's going to take a roll to the wall on his way to second base. Refsnyder, and he's 2 for 3. A 1-out double here in the 6th inning. The Yankees just keep coming.
Well, they get good pitches to hit. This is a splitter. It's right in the middle of the plate. It speeds up the bat, and he doesn't miss it. Hit a single up the middle on a high fastball right in the middle of the plate. Started the last 2-run inning.
Well, again, he'll work with runners on, with a runner on base right now. Gardner up. Gardner is single, fielder's choice, and he's lined out. He scored a run. Givens had been up and ready to go during the last Yankee at bat. So he will come back, and Buck Showalter to get you up twice, you're coming into the ball game at some point. Gardner, runner at second, 1 out. Gardner, the off-speed pitch, tied him up. 4-game hit streak for Gardner with a base hit he got in the 1st inning. Continues his .320+ average lifetime against Kevin Gausman. All right, now he is looking for an RBI. Gardner .330 in the month of May coming into this game. Oh, 1 pitch is going to miss.
Almost looked like he crossed him up. Either that or he didn't see it. That's a little flinch right here.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you have a runner at second. If you got crossed up, or maybe he crossed himself up. Like he was looking for a breaking ball and got the fastball, but still caught it. That easily could have gone all the way to the backstop.
That ball moved. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Gardner takes down low. So 2-1 on Brett Gardner, known to work pitchers deep into counts. He has done it in this ball game. He did it in the 1st inning when he got the base hit. Now looking for an RBI or a walk. We can get on here. Yankees needing base runners. They're only 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Well, every ball he's hit tonight has been right on the nose. That's pretty much what he's done in May, as you mentioned.
2-1 delivery, and Gausman.
Yeah, see, because this is a guy we saw early April, I mean, beginning of the season. He's swinging at that pitch, and he just took it. You know, he's just in a comfort zone. He's got a short swing. Obviously, it's a powerful swing with 9 home runs in the month of May. But he's looking for his pitch, and until he gets to 2 strikes, he certainly can do that.
3-1. Refsnyder off second base. Gardner takes it, and he's on. That's 5 walks, a season high, and that's going to be it for Kevin Gausman. So Gausman will be coming out. Givens, who has been warmed up in the bullpen, will come on. The Yankees again threatening here in the top of the 6th inning, as they've got a couple of runners on and only 1 away. Gausman will leave with a chance to win his 3rd of the year and his 7th against the Yankees.
Get back on track. The Orioles get him some early runs. Had a good fastball, makes some great pitches early on, and certainly gets out of the first inning in trouble. Great splitter to Judge there, but he will leave with a lead, and there are the numbers for him. So again, early lead. One time was ahead 7-1. They've kind of worked their way back into the game, and not happy about leaving. So I hope he didn't hurt his hand. And
better to use the other hand when you slam the bench.
Yeah. Well,
if
that's
you're a right-handed
Wade
pitcher.
Miley will tell him that.
Yes.
And Givens comes on, second consecutive night. So again, 24 pitches, had great velocity last night in a game that the Orioles would end up losing 8-1. And so again, there are the numbers. You can see last year the lefties were in the 350 range, and that dropped as the year went on.
Hicks has got runners at first and second, 1 out. Will take the pitch up high. Hicks is 1 for 2 off Givens. So the Yankees threatening here with a double by Refsnyder, the walk to Gardner, and now Hicks has got an RBI double, 1 for 3 in the ball game.
Well, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They got Gausman out of the game. They got into the middle of the bullpen in a way. They had a guy that you used last night to get through the ball game because Tillman couldn't get 3 innings in, and they're very capable, and they've already done this against the Orioles. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do it again, and Kevin knows that. It's almost like he just stopped pitching. And he'll say, "Hey, I got to be better." Well, you do.
Be better.
Yeah.
2 ball 1 strike count with 1 down. Givens delivery to him. Hicks will foul another one off. Givens in game number 6 against the Yankees this year. He's got a 1-0 record, 0-1 in save chances. He's pitched 5 2/3, given up a run on 6 hits, 7 strikeouts against the Yankees, and only 1 walk. Numbers this year for Givens against New York. He's got a 2 ball 2 strike count here, 6th inning. Orioles on top 7-3, but you feel it to be kind of tenuous. And another one foul back. All 3 have gone to the left side.
I was talking to CC Sabathia today, and guess who Locker's right next to him. You don't see this very often, but it's Hicks. And so, and I was saying, he said, I met you when I broke in. I said, yeah, right here at Camden Yards. I said, yeah, but he got about 1,300 hits. He said, the game is slowing down once you get some experience, and he's having a great year for him.
2 ball 2 strike count. He'll back out. Givens will back off.
Yeah, they got him. They acquired him because Minnesota wanted John Ryan Murphy, who was one of the backup catchers here in New York.
2-2 delivery and a full count.
And right there, that's a pitch that go back 2, 3, 4 years ago he would have wailed at. Now he recognizes and he takes it.
We have had a lot of 3-2 counts in this ball game from both sides. Hitters being patient. There are your base runners with Refsnyder at second base, Gardner at first. Givens looking for the ground ball with 1 out, and again holding it a little too long.
Well, the good hitters, the good hitters make you throw it over, and most pitchers don't want to do that. That's what Gardner did. Took some close pitches.
3-2 delivery on the way, and a strike called.
Yeah, 97 at the knees. They could complain. This was a legitimate strike. There have been a lot of questionable pitches, and right there, easily at the knees, comes back, catches the inside third of the plate, runs back. Hicks gives up on it. Can't be taking those pitches. Not tonight.
Good 3-2 strikeout for Michael Givens. And here's Holiday. RBI base hit. 1 for 2 and a walk in the game. Holiday 0 for 3 off Givens. Will take the pitch for a ball. Well, again, the Orioles trying to hold him down. The Yankees left the bases loaded in the first. They did that again in the 5th. Left another one on in the 4th inning. And so they have left 5 in scoring position on base. 5 of the 7 they have left on base tonight. 1-0 count. In the air, right field. Smith. He's got it. That'll do it. Yankees out of there. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 more left on base. Orioles protect the lead, 7-3. Great players in the what-if category who served our nation. Bob Feller, one of those, lost 4 seasons. He volunteered as soon as the war broke out in 1941. He was the first pro player to enlist. Navy combat, 4 years, gun captain, USS Alabama, won 5 campaign ribbons and 8 battle stars, but it cost him. Had you had those years, 362 and 210 with a 311 ERA numbers would have moved him from 36th all time in wins to 5th, and from 26th in strikeouts to 8th for Bob Feller, the first to go in 1941 as a volunteer.
Rapid Robert.
What a delight to be around him. I loved him. He and his wife were just such gracious people. I mean, as forward as Bob was and aggressive as a person.
Oh, yeah.
but nice.
Yeah.
I mean, a really great couple.
Well, he was blunt.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he was one of those
yeah.
guys that always kind of told you what he felt.
Mincing words was not in his vocabulary. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's down the line for a base hit. Jonathan Scope. He's on his way to second. Gardner over to get it. Here's the throw off the mark a bit, and he hangs on to the bag, and a leadoff double. He's become the Orioles' double machine.
Yep. And we're getting a lot of good pitches to hit for both teams. So, you know, all night long he'd get balls in the middle of the plate, whether it's sliders or splitters. He almost did the limbo when he went down. His body language was, how did I make this pitch right here? And just kind of oh, there we go. You know, the result was not obviously what he wanted.
So Scope tied now for 6th in doubles in the American League. He had 38 of them last year. He's got 15 now.
We better get him over to the third or in.
Caleb Joseph at the plate. Off-speed pitch will miss.
And Tanaka, of course, is going to try. And Tommy Lane, the lefty, and Gallegos, the righty, who just got called up.
Joseph has struck out and grounded out. Caleb doing the catching with Wellington Castillo on the 10-day DL with the groin contusion. Jonathan Scope getting a very good jump at second base. Popped him up at the plate. And it comes back, and the catch made by Romine for the out. First out of the inning. Well, Oriole fans, when the Orioles score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Now the Orioles get the hot bat. J.J. Hardy up. He has double singled and scored twice in this game as the Orioles try and get another run in. with 7 up on the board.
A lot easier to be hotter when the infield's in, and Caleb was able to get him over.
Pitch will be away. Orioles with 9 hits, Yankees with 8. Tanaka hanging in, a walk and 4 strikeouts. Home run to Jones, good for 3. His 14th home run surrendered this year. 4th most in the American League in homers given up. 1-0 count. In a big lead at second base, and the pitch will miss away again, and Hardy takes the count to 2-0. Orioles 4 for 6 in these situations tonight. You see the lead he's getting. It was so big that Castro, the second baseman, and to your right there, started to move in a little bit because Jonathan was wandering a third of the way down to third base, and still is going to get a good lead. 2-0 delivery. Hardy will take that. 3-0. Smith on deck. Tanaka with just the 1 walk. Larry Rothschild up on the top taking a look. 3-0 delivery. Hardy taking. Striking the outside corner. Tanaka walked 4 in a ball game this year, his high, and that was against the Orioles in his second start.
Yeah, he's kind of nearing the pitch count that he had in his 13 strikeout game.
3-1 delivery on the way, and Hardy goes after it. Refsnyder leaning,
and attempting, ready to go into the stands or at least reach in. Yeah, only twice last year did he give up more than 5 runs. He gave up 6 on 2 occasions. This year 7, 8, 6, and 7. So very unlike him. And everybody says, well, he's healthy, but just not pitching like it.
Orioles have gotten to him tonight. 3-ball 2-strike count. Refsnyder moves off first a little more, and that'll be fouled away. Figuring JJ might go to that right side hole. They try and cut that down a little bit. This will be a 7-pitch at bat at least for Hardy. The 3-ball 2-strike count. Both starters, Gausman, who's out, and Tanaka, really had to work hard in this ball game. Again, the 3-2 delivery on the way, and Hardy goes to short. Runner back to second. To Reyes. 2 down. So Jonathan leadoff double. He's still there.
Yeah.
Help support the patients and families at the University of Maryland Medical Center by attending a special fundraising event for Shannon's Fund. It'll be August 18 right here at the ballpark. Ticket packages for the event begin as low as $50. They include a game ticket and an exclusive pregame barbecue. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/Shannon's Fund. So both starters out. Tanaka will leave. Yankees go to the bullpen here in the 6th inning. Tommy Lane in.
knocked around. Adam Jones with a big 3-run home run, and then responsible as Tommy Lane comes on for the runner at second base. Lane pitched last night, and again the third of an inning. So against lefties, his number is not particularly good. They're hitting .333, so you want to match up. Seth Smith, he's only been up, seen left-hander 8 times, but he's gotten 3 hits. And then if you look at the rest of the bullpen, Buck Showalter's not taking him out of the game because everybody else is right-handed out there.
Smith has gone 0 for 20 against Lane.
Well, that'll maybe a reason he's coming.
Bring Lane in. But he's had a big night. Seth has picked up 2 singles, a walk. He has scored 2 runs. And the Orioles have a chance at another 2-out RBI with Jonathan Scope, the leadoff double, still out there at second base.
Yeah, I always thought when you had guys, when you really get guys out there, always do. I mean, the guy's 0 for 20. And you figure sooner or later he's going to get a hit.
It's in the cards.
Maybe.
Chances are the same they were the other 20 times. 50-50. Yes or no. 1-0 delivery on the way, and a good block made that time by Romine. We're talking about the Orioles 2-out RBIs, checking again tonight. The Orioles now have 90 2-out RBIs. They are 3rd in the American League in that department. Tampa Bay's got 116. Houston has got 112, and the Orioles have 90. The Orioles have done it tonight. Jones, his home run came with 2 down. Trumbo had a 2 RBI double, came with 2 down. Davis RBI base hit, 2 down. 2-0 count. Smith will take it. It is in there for a strike. Lane with a little bender going over to that first base side, coming back around. Gallegos has been up, what, 3 times now?
Yep. Well, if Tommy Lane pitches around a guy that's 0 for 20 against him, he will not be facing Adam Jones, I don't believe.
Not a betting man, but I'll go with you on that one. That ball in the air to left center field. Gardner's there, and he's got it. So the Orioles are retired. No runs. A leadoff double. 1 left on. Orioles maintain a 7-3 lead. Robbie Ray, Arizona, 4-1. Look at the ERA, 6 road starts. And over the last 25 years, only 4 other pitchers had that low of an ERA through their first 6 road starts, and one of them, Ubaldo Jimenez. Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens, and Joe Kelly are the others. That from the Elias Sports Bureau. And Robbie Ray of Arizona, along with that team, putting up some really interesting numbers. Yeah, and there's Ubaldo out of the Orioles rotation in the bullpen. Time changes everything. 7th inning. Givens will stay out. First pitch here is going to be away. Starlin Castro at the plate. Gibbons has been called on to work multiple innings. He's gone as many as 2. Did it against the Yankees on the 30th of April last time.
So that's 34 pitches between last night and tonight.
Castro's had a couple of hits, 2 for 3, 4 hits, 11 at bats in the series. Orioles remain on top.
And for Michael, again, he's really come a long way, converted infielder, but he's, more of a stuff guy. He's going to stuff you. And again, it's, he can't take a little bit off and, maybe throw at 90%. It's usually full bore. So if the arm gets tired, usually the control goes.
Judge, you see on deck. How could you miss him? 3-0 the count. Got to believe he got a take here. He did.
It's amazing. I used to always say, you can always see the shadow when Harmon Killebrew or Clemente or Mickey Mantle or those guys were on deck. Well, how can you miss this guy's shadow?
Literally.
Yes.
3-1. Gibbons needs him right here. And we'll get him. Smith coming on. He'll camp underneath it. Castro retired. Orioles single game tickets are now on sale. Reserve your seats for upcoming promotions, including the Orioles grayscale cap, the Dylan Bundy t-shirt, an infielder's bottle stopper set, and more. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/tickets or 888-848-BIRD. Judge, one of the big outs in this game recorded by Kevin Gausman in the 5th inning when he came up. Had the couple of runners on and got him on a strikeout. Judge in the series has picked up 4 hits, 3 RBIs, including a home run. 1 for 2 in this ball game, 4 for 10 in the series.
Well, you look at that .427 on base percentage. I mean, that's the big thing. Yeah, he's making more contact, hitting more home runs. Quality at bats are getting better and better, making you throw the ball over the plate. And for Kevin, for Kevin Gausman, that's one of the best pitches he made all night. Threw him a 3-2 split. He chased it.
Judge 1 for 4. Puts that one up in the air to center or right. Jones.
Yeah, Adam took a look over at Seth Smith and he goes, "Oh, that's right. I'm the center fielder. I better go over and get that."
So he did. So there are 2 down. And Gibbons has retired the 4 batters faced. That'll bring Chase Headley to the plate. Headley a walk, hit by a pitch, and he has grounded out. 1 for 4 with a homer off Gibbons. Shift on. Pitch there for a strike. And there you see that shift with Scope moving even further back in right field. The 0-1 delivery.
Well, the Memorial Day game was all about Bundy's going 7, and O'Day was perfect in the 8th, and then you went to Brock for a 3-2 win. And if Michael can get out of this inning, you can at least set your bullpen up for that type of performance and sequence.
Pitch down low. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Don't forget the Red Sox coming in for the 4-game set that will start tomorrow night. 6:30 goes extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game. Foul back, and we'll have it right here on Masson for you.
Yeah, O'Day's on one of those streaks, 10 innings, only 1 run. I don't know if Brad Brock could ever be any better than he was.
Attacking.
I mean, outside corner, great split, strikeout Gregorius to end the game.
White Sox lead Boston tonight 1-0. They're in the middle of their ball game in Chicago. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 away. Gibbons had to wait. Chase Headley gets back in and the pitch will be away. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles looking to take an edge by a game in the series on the year. Orioles have lost only 1 series at home this year. They're 7-1 in series here at Camden Yards, and he went. So a 1-2-3 inning and 5 in a row set down by Gibbons. 7 3-0s. Event with the best total savings on select models in Hyundai's history is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards. Barry Thorne, Jim Palmer, 7-3 Orioles lead. Yankees will go to the bullpen.
Yeah, Giovanni Gallegos, he's been up one time before this. Fastball slider changeup pitch out of Mexico. Ciudad, let's see, Ciudad Obregon in Sonora, Mexico. Good size. Last year, Double-A, worked his way right up through the minor leagues. Starter early on, last couple of years out of the bullpen. And 42 appearances between Double-A and Triple-A.
This year, he has worked 5 1/3 with the Yankees, given up 3 earned runs, 5 appearances. So he's been on for very short stands. Back up, and here he is. Gallegos will work to Adam Jones. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Adam with a big home run came in the 4th, his 9th. Great return for Adam after being out 4 games. First time up, hit into a double play, and then RBI doubled, and the 3rd time up, that home run, 4 RBI game, his first 4 RBI games since 2015. 1-0 delivery, and that one is going to be fouled away. Our Lexus of Towson drive of the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't see this very often. I think right off the bat, he knows it's sailing out of here. And Hicks got to the wall very quickly, but couldn't get it.
It's our Lexus of Towson drive of the game. The area's #1 volume Lexus dealer for 7 straight years. Come see why at LexusofTowson.com. 1-1 delivery, going for another one right there. 1-2.
Hanging breaking ball. Well, 14 home runs in about 60 innings for Tanaka. And one of the keys was homer prone. And you don't mind giving up solos, especially if they get you some runs. But the 3-run shots, that really changed the complexion of this game, at least to this point.
A 1-ball, 2-strike count. And Adam goes after one up high, and will head back.
Yeah, he went to another gear. Yeah. And 93, hittable pitch, and then up the ladder. Old Daisies, they call it, you stair step him, go right up the steps. This one at 95, and he can't hold up.
Darren O'Day in the bullpen for the Orioles, as Gibbons has worked his inning in 2/3, getting everybody out. Gallegos was a strikeout pitcher in his seasons in the minors, as you might expect. He had strikeout per inning, is what he averaged in minor league career. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Manny Machado an 0 for 3, trying to get out of an 0 for 16. Manny has not had a hit in this series, going 0 for 12. Gallegos with 1 down, nobody on. And Manny will foul it back into the screen.
Can't get to that 95. All I know is growing up in Mexico, obviously he looks, he gets ready to pitch very much like Mariano Rivera did. Sets the feet, kind of wiggles them into the set position right here.
And that one ripped foul. Manny getting round out in front.
Yeah, Manny can't time him up. If he times him up, he hit one hard last night off of Severino, but it was same place. Rip foul.
Orioles getting out of 1 streak tonight, and that's a streak of 6 games where they scored 4 runs or less and were 1-6 in those 7. Not tonight. They have put 7 up on the board with that 7-3 lead. Fouls back the 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Orioles 4.5 out starting the day behind the Yankees, so that's the importance of these division games continuing to mount as the season rolls on. 0-2 delivery, and Manny will put it in the air to right. Judge. And there are 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Lots to dance for if you're an Orioles fan. 2 away, that'll bring Trumbo up. A walk, a double, 2 RBIs, and he has struck out. Mark with 2 down and the bases empty. Shift on in the infield. We were talking to Mark tonight about, we had talked last night about, does it really matter where you hit in the lineup anymore as far as how players feel about that. But Showalter was saying last night he didn't think it mattered much anymore, and Trumbo agreed. So the only time you do that is if you're in a situation where you really feel as though you're responsible for either picking up a teammate or needing to help the team, then it matters. That ball off the wall. Gardner back to get it. Trumbo certainly helping the Orioles. He'll go into second base with a double, and he's got a hot bat.
Yep. Got a good pitch to hit and didn't miss it. Yeah, he was talking about Arizona when he hit behind Paul Goldschmidt, and he said, you know, when you get somebody, they pitch around, and then you don't get them in or whatever the case is. But 108 RBIs. There's the hanger. And again, almost watch the left hand come off the bat. Actually, the right hand, I guess, as he holds on and then hooks it down the line.
And he's in with a 2-bagger. 2 doubles tonight.
It's kind of a double slide.
So the Orioles got another chance. They've got 10 hits. So that's another streak they get out of. First game which they've had the multiple hits over the last 7. And the pitch is in there for a strike. And for Trumbo, first game in which he's had multiple doubles in a ball game this year. And Mark taking a look around with a shift on against Chris Davis. Orioles have been good at it here tonight in this ball game with the 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They've left only 3 on base and only 1 of those in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. Can they do it again? Another 2-out RBI maybe?
Yeah, normally you would not be pitching to Chris Davis here. But again, even though he has a base hit tonight, look on deck, got a rookie. Mancini. Oh, wow.
And a strike taken.
What a big strike zone this is. The ball so far off the corner all night long. Chris Romine doesn't mind. He got called out on one. He goes, hey.
Tit for tat.
Chris, you're getting my strike zone. Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And Davis on a heater up high at 95 miles an hour. So 2-2 on Chris Davis.
Yeah, now what happens when you get the 2 strikes? Yeah, Paul O'Neill, who does some of the Yankee games, he said when you have an umpire that you don't really know what's a ball and a strike, if you take a close pitch, you just hold your breath and hope that you don't hear strike 3.
2-2. Chris got it in right field. Judge going back. Warning track. Wall up and goodbye. Home run. The Crusher crushes and the Orioles. A 2 RBI homer take a 9-3 lead.
Well, a little work on the stance. A couple of hittable pitches. It's a pretty good formula. Gallegos. The curveball featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Well, the curveball just got hammered for a double and a home run here in the 7th.
3 RBI ball game for Chris, up to 21 RBIs on the year with his 11th home run. That ball is fouled away by Mancini.
We'll take a look, and here's the hook, and it's up, and it's up. And when it lands, the Orioles will have a 6-run lead. Oh, please hit me. And he does.
Something else the Orioles had not been doing, and that's hitting the home runs. 0-1 delivery. Mancini will take that one for a strike. Michelle Jess from Baltimore, a Maryland lottery contestant, 2 homers tonight, $500 each. Mancini 0 for 3, 3 fly ball outs in the ball game. Gallegos delivers, and that will be fouled away. Orioles had gone without a home run in 5 of the last 7 ball games, and they make up for it here. Big night, middle of the order, top of the order. I mean, everybody's joined in. That one he jumps up on, goes to Gardner and left. He's back with room and will put it away. But the Orioles get it done. 2 runs on 2 hits here in the 7th inning. And Trumbo got the double with 2 down, and Davis got the home run, and the Orioles get a 9-3 lead. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Take a look at games already finished. Blue Jays won another 5-4. Go ahead 2-run homer in the 7th. Don Travis got that one. Osuna 3 strikeouts, home run allowed in the save. The Rangers and Rays tied there in the 5th inning. Rays have been red hot. Longoria 2 for 3, double RBI tonight. White Sox tight game in Chicago, 1-0, 6th inning. White Sox have had chances, 1 for 8. Red Sox 0 for 4 in that ball game. Game's still going on, and we'll keep an eye on the Red Sox game. And tonight, Adam Jones and Chris Davis have delivered the long ball, 2 of them helping the Orioles to a 9-3 lead.
Yeah, 5 RBIs with those 2 home runs is Darren O'Day, who, early on, did not pitch well, but lately 1 run last 10 appearances. The command is back. The mixture of being able to pitch both sides of the plate. If you come in like a lot of hold guys, you'll come in with runners and on base, so 2 for 19. That'll do wonders.
Torreyes will lead it off against him in the 8th inning, and he will take the pitch outside. Great job by Michael Givens, inning in 2/3, 2 strikeouts and zeros the rest of the way. Torreyes 1 for 1 off Darren tonight. He's got an 0 for 3. Breaking ball will sweep in on the corner and be a called strike. Darren against the Yankees on this season. This will be game number 6. He's given up 6 runs, 4 hits, 4 2/3. Those came early in some of those high scoring ball games. 7 walks, 3 strikeouts against the Yankees. Foul back.
Yeah, totally different pitcher, and all you got to do is look at the pitch count. Came in on the Memorial Day. 13 pitches. Game before, inning 13, 11, 9. So much more efficient. And that's what you're looking for, because Kevin Gausman couldn't go any deeper than he did. Only the 16 outs. Had to use Gibbons back-to-back nights. So you want to get the outs, but you want to do it efficiently so they'll be ready for the Red Sox.
1-2 delivery in the air to right field, and that's going to be out of play. Speaking of getting back to the numbers that we are associating with Day and Brad Brock.
Yeah, and you can see Brad, who's pitching the back of the Oriole attempted saves. 10 out of 13 now, with Britton on the disabled list. Very important already, and he can catch too.
With O'Day gone, any home runs hit with the Orioles out there, it's all his. And that one will be fouled back and out of play. Torreyes, Romine, Refsnyder, 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Yankees. Orioles jumped out with that big 4-run, 5-hit 3rd inning. They got the lead. They have not surrendered it. Kevin Gausman a chance to win his 3rd. Tanaka would be the loser if it stays this way, and would go 5-5 on the year. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Reyes takes. By the way, for Kevin tonight, who gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 8 hits and 5 1/3. Gausman dropped his ERA from 6.17 to 5.92 with his performance tonight. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
And remember, Torres tough to strike out. Contact guy.
Down to third. This will take a Manny play. Machado bare hands, and he's safe.
Yeah. Played it as well as you can. Still chewing the gum.
So the Yankees leadoff man on 8th inning. MLB.com at bat, your #1 mobile app for live Orioles baseball. Stay connected. Customized experience. You get Orioles home screen icons and app features, as well as game day live game video highlights, radio broadcast, statcast news, and more. Download it. MLB.com at bat. So the Yankees put a runner on. And here's Romine, who has an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Yankees with 9 hits. Romine will take the sweeper that is in there for a strike. Romine an 0 for 3 lifetime against Aaron O'Day. And the score being what it is, Torres is going nowhere over at first base. 0-1 pitch by O'Day. Tried to reach, foul back.
Yeah, when Darren's on his game, and you know, because he's Cy Marber submariner, mechanics are pretty much the same. When pitchers can't keep their front shoulder closed, if you're 3/4 overhand, the ball, same things apply. There's a rhythm to his release point, and when he does that, he can make some terrific pitches. You saw there, right? 2 sliders down and away.
0-2 delivery on the way. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Torres will make a turn. Throw will come into second base by Smith.
Yeah, that's
so the Yankees cover first and third with nobody out.
That's not one of those quality pitches he's been making. And how about Romine's just the strategy? I'm going to wait. I got to make contact. Stays behind it. Follows it pretty much to the bat head. No, he's not going to throw it by you because he tops out at about 88, 89.
So Refsnyder's going to get his first look at Darren O'Day as a hitter. He has doubled, singled, 2 for 3 in the ball game. First and second. Each team now in double digits with hits. The Orioles have 11 and the Yankees 10. And Refsnyder, with 2 of them, gets an RBI opportunity. And nobody out. Orioles, of course, will play back here, looking for the double play. Yankees 1 for 8 tonight in these situations. Pitch by O'Day. For the right-handers, when you watch O'Day deliver, it reminds me of a famous baseball line about sidearmers and relievers who like to come high and tight. My heart and mind were in it, but my rear wasn't. It's hard not to bail out. Get that front leg going to third, a right-handed batter against O'Day. That's in there for a strike.
The old foot in the bucket.
Yeah. I swear it's going to come and hit you right in the rib cage.
Well, when we played the Mets in '69, and Paul Blair at that time was probably and we had a lot of great hitters. I mean, Frank Robinson was 3 years removed from winning a Triple Crown. He's probably the best breaking ball hitter. And when Nolan Ryan threw in a curveball, and we had to push his rear end out of our dugout for strike 3, I know exactly what you're talking about.
1-1 delivery on the way. He knocks it down. Runner stays at third. He looks to second, looks to first, and gets it there in time. Hey, he looked all the way around on that one.
No, he's thinking, okay, I mean, maybe I'm going to get a guy on a rundown, but to Reyes, because there's 6 runs down, he's not going anywhere, even though he has a lot of speed. Now, they probably would have scored a run, but the Orioles might have. If this ball gets by him, it's probably a double play ball because Scope's playing up the middle. And then right there freezes him, but doesn't have a play, and takes the first, sure out at first.
Which is what you want to do here. Don't give up outs. So 2 are in scoring position, but there is an out, and Gardner's coming up. Gardner with a base hit. He's gone 1 for 3 and a walk. 6 hits in the series, 6 for 12. 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. Brett Gardner trying to bring a couple in, which would make the game a whole lot more interesting than the Orioles would like it to be. O'Day's delivery to him is a strike. Red Sox have now gone ahead of the White Sox 2-1. 6th inning, they got an RBI ground ball out and a single by Pablo Sandoval to get 2. 0-1 one away here. Runners at first and third. Gardner 0 for 13 off O'Day. 0-1 pitch by Darren to him. Will go to the hole. Davis knocks it down. O'Day covers and they get the out.
Oh, there's a
score, but they get 2 down.
Yeah, that saved a run, that play. If it goes by him, I don't think Scope's going to get this. The ball's hit firm. Every ball he hits nowadays seems like it's hit pretty much on the nose. So at this juncture of the game, with now a 5-run lead, you will take the out.
So 9-4. Credit Gardner with an RBI and the ground ball out. That'll be his 25th of the year. And a runner at third with 2 down for Hicks. Aaron Hicks double, RBI, and a run scored in the 5th inning. Holiday's got an RBI base hit. 1 run scored on an error earlier. 2 away. And that's taken for a strike.
A lot of pain look by the hitters tonight.
Yep. In the 8th inning, the Orioles hanging on to that 9-4 lead, making that home run by Davis in the 7th all that more important. The Yankees getting one here. Hicks jumps on it, fouls it straight back, and puts his head down. I want to remind you, tomorrow 4-game set opens against the Red Sox. Wade Miley on the mound, Eduardo Rodriguez for the Red Sox. Our coverage on MASN 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest. Game coverage will be at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN. 22,983 the announced at Camden Yards. 2-2 983. Oriole fans applauding, wanting the strikeout or an out to end this 8th inning. Romine off third base. Torreyes has scored in the inning. 0-2 delivery.
Yeah, that's probably as good a pitch as the first one. Not that either of them are a strike, but I don't know how you. I mean, it's definitely in the middle of the plate. Maybe a little low.
That one could have gone either way.
Exactly, and it has.
So we'll work it 1-2. Delivery to him and gets him on that one. So Hicks retired on the strikeout, a run on a couple of hits, 1 left on. The Orioles on top, 9-4. Earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Yeah, a lot of big hits tonight. You know, Trumbo hits a rocket. Judge misjudged it, gets over his head. Orioles will add a couple of runs. The lead at 3-1 at that particular time, and then
there it is.
Yeah, what a big home run, not only by Adam, but also the 2-run home run Davis to give him a little bit of a cushion as the Yankees come back a little bit in their part of the 8th.
Now, the game that has fit the generally offensive season series these two teams have played. The Orioles' 9 runs tonight are a season high for runs at home. They had scored as many as 7 at home previously. And the pitch taken for a strike. There's Brad Brock getting ready to go in the bullpen. So the Orioles 3 outs away from a win. Look to add to it here. Scopes had a double, 1 for 3. Joseph and Hardy will follow in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Game delayed about 15 minutes because of a quick shower that passed through, and have played the rest of it on a very pleasant night here at the ballpark. Jonathan with a 4-game hit streak that he added to tonight. Deep, way back, 410. Up and making the catches, Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, about 408 feet away, and that's what the ball. You get it down, get it behind the knees. You got to, you got to hit it a ton, and then again you can pitch a little bit to center field, down and away. Good swing, but bad result. Hangs up just enough for Hicks to run it down.
The deepest part of the ballpark. So Jonathan retired. Hicks getting back and made the catch. Caleb Joseph 0 for 3 in the ball game. He's had a 1 for 6 in the series, and will take the pitch for a strike. For those joining us late, Wellington Castillo on the 10-day DL with the groin contusion, and Pena backup catcher for the Orioles, arriving before the game. So Caleb getting the start. And there's Holder in the bullpen. And there is Pena on the bench. Caleb Joseph with an 0-2 count. And Gallegos will put that one up. Hardy waiting on deck. Orioles after their 27th win of the year, if they can hang on and pick this one up against the Yankees. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Jammed him over the bag. Fair ball. That's going to roll into foul territory. Gardner coming over to get it. Caleb on his way to second base, and he's got a 1-out double.
Yeah, he certainly needs a base hit, and he gets it. Yeah, Gallegos, he loves his curveball, and again, it's hard to spot. Headley, vain attempt of trying to knock it down right over the bag. You can see from that angle, got a little bit of glove on it.
So the Orioles will try and add 1 or more here in the 8th inning.
Well, he's thrown 3 curveballs, and he's faced, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 hitters. 2 have gone for doubles, and 1 has gone into the right field seats.
1 down. Hardy, double, single, grounded out, 2 runs scored. Hardy will take the heater up, and that's going to bring Romine out.
Yeah, young, still a relatively young pitcher, more throwing than pitching.
25-year-old, as we said, the little use he had, 5 appearances, but only 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah, Castro comes all the way in. I don't know if he said anything to him other than maybe take a deep breath. It's hard to do sometimes.
Larry Rothschild looking on. Yankees are going to go into Toronto for a 4-game set there. Well, the Red Sox come here for 4. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that is there for a strike. Yankees with a lot of base runners on in the game, and they've left them. 10 of them left on tonight by New York. Well, the Orioles still have stranded just 3. That is a strike as well, so he will get ahead of Hardy, a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch after a long look back. Leans Hardy back.
Yeah, Gallegos would be one of those guys if he was one of their top 10 prospects in the Yankees in Baseball America. They would say good fastball. There's one in 94. We've seen 95. You know, doesn't always command it and needs to work on his secondary pitches or come up with one that would be a low contact strikeout sort of pitch at this level.
2-2 to Hardy. May have been foul tipped into the mitt. It's a strikeout in any event. His second. 2 down.
Yeah, even there he hangs his hook and swings through it. Kind of spins. You think it's going to break, maybe out the middle of the plate, stays inside. You swing right through it. You can see it just spinning. That's a home run swing.
Joe Girardi is on his way out with a runner on at second base and 2 down. Seth Smith due up. Gallegos will be coming out of the ball game, and Smith will be coming to the plate.
Yeah, the second time in this series. He's got good stuff. You can see 23rd game. He doesn't walk anybody. Strikes out more than one an inning. And the lefties, even though you're bringing him in to face a lefty, hitting at 400. Seth Smith 1 for 1 off him. But I guess and again that number could maybe not a lot of opportunities. And then 6 for 22, 273 first batter. And he got a big curveball. And a good one. At least he had one the other night. I mean, it was dropping off the table.
Mike Wright is up with Brock now in the Orioles bullpen. Only one more out needed here by the Yankees to get out of the inning. Seth Smith would just as soon not provide it. 2 singles, a walk, and he is flied out. He has scored 2 runs in the ball game from the leadoff spot for the Orioles, putting the average up to 265. Gallegos responsible for the runner on at second base, and that is Caleb Joseph. So Holder will work to Smith. And the pitch taken.
Right
Left-handers against him have gone 8 for 20 with 1 home run this year.
Yeah, that doesn't help when the first curveball is right down the middle and Danley calls it a ball. I mean, it helps Smith, but it wouldn't help you if you pitch it.
Modified shift on here with Torres not all the way over to the second base side, the shortstop. That's there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Smith. Yankees are going to have Holiday, Castro, and Judge scheduled up. 3, 4, 5 in their order in the top of the 9th inning. Two managers on the front rail. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch over the top and fouled off. Holder on a 12-6 delivery on that one. 1-2.
He does have a good curveball. Throws just hard enough.
is Caleb Joseph waiting. Someone to bring him home. One-two delivery on the way up high. Romine going up to stab that one.
Yeah, that was the definition of a waste pitch. Wasted.
2-ball, 2-strike count from Holder. Tommy Lane, the third of an inning, gave up nothing. Gallegos so far has given up 2, responsible for the runner on. Tanaka gave up 7 on 9 hits and 5 2/3. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and again fouled off. Had to reach and pulled it foul. Seth out in front of that one, but protects his at bat. Orioles have a chance to win their 10th series if they can put this lead away. They are 9-6-2 overall in series wins this year, and for Buck, be a pretty amazing 11th straight series win at home against the Yankees, assuming they get the win. And the pitch is up high.
Yeah, that's against a Yankee team that even when they trade everybody still won 84 games. And they got everybody. They jettisoned your 3 best guys in the bullpen, your best hitter in Beltran. He went down to Texas, now with Houston. And Joe Girardi and the Yankees still figured out a way to win 84 games.
Now the combination of youth and veterans. 3-2 pitch, and that's to third. That is going to be knocked down by Headley. A long throw, and didn't get him. An infield hit.
Yeah, he's trying to save a run just by catching it, and then he made a heck of a play. I thought that Seth Smith would beat this easily, but it's bang bang at first.
So a 3-hit ball game for Seth Smith.
Yeah, Girardi's looking down just to see if there's a challenge here.
Nope. They will let it go, and there are runners on at first and third, and another RBI chance for Adam Jones, who's already got 4. 1 came in a double, 3 came in a home run. He is 2 for 4 in the ball game after missing 4 games, and he had gone after a double play in his first at bat 0 for 15, and then in the next 2 at bats got 4 RBIs. Pitched at him. That'll go to short. Torres knocks it down. Goes to second. Throws it away. Run will score. No other advance on the play. And Adam Jones, part of yet another run brought home. Caleb Joseph.
Well, certainly Adam, a veteran, and he went up there. It looked to me that he looked for a curveball, got it, and then hits it hard. Torres once again trying to grab it and then just trying to get a force. Ball slips out of his hand. Did have rain here earlier. And then Ref Snyder's going to make it easily able to get to it before. So that's a base hit, and here's your valiant but vain attempt, and the throw nicely backed up by Ref Snyder.
So Adam Jones gets an RBI and a single, and a 5 RBI game, and his 1,500th career hit with the Orioles for Adam. And what a big night. 5 RBIs, ties his career high in RBIs in a ball game. It is the 4th time that Adam has done that. Manny Machado pops it up. Ref Snyder coming hard. We'll get over there and we'll put it away. But the Orioles add to it here in the 8th inning, picking up a run on 3 hits, 3 outs away from a W with a 10-4 lead. lesson brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics, serving the community for over 125 years. Here at Camden Yards, Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer. Want to remind you the Red Sox come in tomorrow and giveaway tomorrow. Jim is holding. This is the beach we'll show you. First 15,000 fans 15 and over will receive the beach mat presented by Visit Sarasota. As you can see, what looks like a light purse for the summer unfolds into a magnificent
it's a
beach.
it's a beach or change your oil. You could put it underneath your car. I mean, it's a multifaceted item.
That's an excellent idea. Do you change the oil on your car, by the way? Do you do that?
No, but I think about it.
So. Think about it?
Yes.
Well, so you could slide that underneath, lay on it, think about it, then take the car to the garage.
Well, you know those slides when you do your exercises in the gym? I think you could probably maybe use your scissors and use it for that too, back and forth.
Some of these giveaways have so many uses it defies the imagination.
Well,
and that one certainly did.
Ingenious people, of course.
Thank you, Albert. Wright comes on to pitch here in the ninth inning.
So Mike, he gets called up. Logan Verrett gets sent down after pitching multiple innings last night. So, and that's last season. You know, I saw him today. I said, so tell me about your windup. He said, better. He said, line's better. He's got a big arm. You know, we saw that in his first major league start, 98-mile-per-hour fastball. But as a starter, Joey Rickard comes in.
He's in left.
Yep.
In for Mancini. Wright's delivery and swing and a miss by Matt Holliday. Holliday with a base hit, RBI, 1 for 3 and a walk. The Yankee DH. Wright with a 2.57 ERA, 9 relief appearances in his career. So Mike back and working, trying to protect a big lead. Kevin Gausman waiting for a W, which will make him 3 and 4. And Kevin will improve his mark against the Yankees to 7 and 3. The victory in this game. Tanaka right now on the line for the loss would be 5 and 5 and 1 and 2 against the Orioles. 2 ball 2 strike count on Matt Holliday, and a chopper to third. Manny will get a low hop, guns it to the out. Well, in this date in baseball history, I thought this was really unusual. First of all, in 2010, Jimenez throws the second career shutout over the Giants. First pitcher to reach 10 wins in the majors that year, defeating the Cy Young Award winner, ultimately, Tim Lincecum. In '69, though, the first rainout in professional baseball postponed the game between the Red Stockings and the Antioch Nine. And I wondered, you know, back in 1869, I went back to look. It was the first scheduled pro game. Ever. So the first scheduled pro game got rained out. You think that was an inkling of things to come? And the pitch is taken outside for a ball. I discovered in looking at it, there have been a number of reports that said that game was actually played, and the score of the second game got put into the score of the game that wasn't played. So that date is often given as the first pro game, but it wasn't. It was washed out. Down the line in right field, and that is out of play.
And the rumor is, and we've all seen the Rick Dempsey, you know, running around the tarp in Fenway Park. Actually, it was a copy. Rick copied what happened in that rain delay in 1869.
Honest? You saw that?
Yeah.
Rick wasn't there.
No. History. He's a big history major.
Swing and a miss. So now we get the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Castro's had a couple of hits, 2 singles, 2 for 4. Right, with 1 away.
Well, you gotta like 96, 97 throwing strikes. So let's see if he can throw a breaking ball right here. And he did. And there you go. So this will work. Yeah, you know what he said was, and when he started, he got round to round. Said his alignment's better, and again, not falling off quite as much. You can see him just going a little bit left, but that's where the ball went. So again, if you can throw 96, 97 with some movement, and he can throw a 2-seamer and then throw a good breaking ball, you're going to come back and pitch in the big leagues. Maybe not as a starter, but certainly out of the bullpen.
Aaron Judge, 2 down, nobody on, 9th inning. Judge will foul it off.
And there's a fastball with good sink.
So the Orioles will finish the month 12 and 16. They will move to within 3.5 games of the Yankees. They will continue the streak of 11 consecutive series won against the Yankees here in Baltimore. They break the streak of not having had double-digit hits in a ball game. That's going to be down the line for a base hit the other way. He'll head to second base. Smith over to get it. Judge will stop there with a double, and his second hit of the game, 2 for 4.
Yeah, that's what his hitting instructor Alan Cockrell was saying. He can let the ball travel because he's so strong. You know, his swing is pretty sound. It's very direct. Joe Girardi looking on. He's got a fledgling star in the lineup for him. Well, you think you threw it by him, and he just waits a little bit longer and crisply hits it into right field.
So strong. 2 down. Right will work against Headley. He had a walk, hit by a pitch, or 2 walks rather, and he has struck out and grounded out. Runner second base with 2 down. Chase Headley fouls it back.
I think really the big problem as the season goes on for Joe Girardi is to find somebody that hits behind Aaron Judge. He's swinging the bat that well. Because if you do get a couple of guys out, I don't know if they'll ever do what Sparky Anderson used to do with 2 outs. He'd intentionally walk Eddie Murray in the first inning. Just put him on. I'll pitch to the next guy. Take my chances. That's the kind of respect that Eddie got.
0-1 pitches there.
Yep.
Good job with the bullpen again tonight. Givens an inning and 2/3, 2 strikeouts. O'Day worked an inning. Couple of hits, a run. Wright trying to finish it up.
Well, these are going to be the important counts for Mike Wright or anybody. You know, you get the 2 strikes, throw a quality breaking ball, whatever you want to throw. You know, close enough to get him to swing or run him off the plate and then go away. And that one ended up at 98 with a little extra, but he fell off. And that's where you got to kind of have to calm everything down. And once again, the guys that pitch well throw the ball through the hitter to the catcher.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Judge off second base. 1-2 deliveries up and away. Orioles 6 doubles tonight. That's a season high. Chris Davis with a home run has now moved into 7th place, the Orioles all-time list, as he passes Brady Anderson. Adam Jones tying his career high 5 RBI game. 2-2 delivery by Wright, and that will miss, a little low perhaps. Red Sox in tomorrow as these important games in the division continue. For the Orioles, they continue to make hay as they did last year in division play. Going to be 19-11 with a win here in the division. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's a ball game. Wright gets it.
What a pitch that was. Changeup. First one he throws, perfectly thrown. You know, Headley thinks it's the fastball. Again, the arm speed. What's this location? Look at the movement, turns it over, runs away from him. Game over.
So Wright finishes off, and the Orioles do the same to the Yankees as they come away with a 10-4 win, taking 2 out of 3 in this series.